Can you see? Okay. See if Kathy, I think she'll find me. I don't know. Yeah, I think she will. I'm not sure that I'm following that other account of hers. Is that a new account? Why is it taking so long? Oh, here it comes. I don't know. I think, Mendoza, you're going to have to, let me see if I can. Oh, okay. It said you were canceled. Okay. You want to try again? I know. It did something. Can you get Kathy here? She needs to understand exactly what this is. This is out of control. I don't know why it's doing that to you. Somebody else try and come up. I don't know why. Hey, Matt. Karen. Okay. There you go. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right, Mandy. That's fine. Yeah. And if you can, yeah.
Hey, sorry, Pam. It's storming here.
That's all right. No, it's clear here. We're sending another storm to Oklahoma, I think. I think it's going west of east.
So yeah,
of
I just want, and that's all I have to say about it. And that's
Me
all
too.
I'm going
We've
to say.
just got to, once again, I mean, it's just like before. People come up, they make accusations, they say your name, they get people to threaten your life, they get people to stalk you, they get people to sit outside your door and, weapons in hand or whatever the hell. They think it's all a freaking game. And I'm tired of this game with you people. I really am. My life is as valuable to my family as yours is to you. But don't be storming on stupid Periscope and telling people that we are responsible for everything in the world. I've been off of here other than I went in Lynn's the other day to try and clarify what she was talking about my El Paso deal, which I mean, this stuff just, I am just, it, I mean,
Oh
I
yeah,
get,
and let's just forget about that. I called on her too.
oh
And
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
done. And I don't
yeah.
know
Oh,
what
that's
these
right.
people don't
That's right. Yep,
understand that
yep,
I'm
yep,
done.
yep.
It
We called on
infuriates
Lynn.
me that there
Mhm,
are
yep,
two boys
mhm,
involved in this and that
yeah,
their mother can't take
right.
responsibility for her own actions.
When you drag, when a, I can't even get into this. I can't even. But there have been people that have been arrested for domestic violence, including a minor, when they go out in the street to brawl with people and they take their kids out there with them and involve them in it. That's the way. Maybe some of you need to speak to some other people that are on here throwing my name out and get their charges. Look at their arrest reports. And Lynn, listen, you know what? I have no problem with you. I had no problem with you. I understand what humor is, but when you use humor to attack my religious beliefs and my First Amendment right to choose what religion I will practice, that's when I have an issue. Okay. So that's it. I mean, that's all I have about the tattoo and the whole thing. And then somebody else jumps in there and they have to show a tattoo to make it some big damn deal. You know what? I'm trying to stay out. I want out of this and stop bringing my name up and acting as if I have done something to any of you. If, you know, if I mean, I have recordings of my phone calls. One, we have the documentation and the recording to Ohio when Karen and I made that call. Two, I have the recording to Georgia Sheriff's Office when I made that call regarding Mrs.
Right,
Blake.
which is nothing like what has been put out on this box.
Right. And I have the recording of the conversation I had with whatever his name is in Pensacola regarding my personal address being put out by the Turners to purposely terrify me. Now, they can say whatever they want, but you know what? Y'all talk about all this damn justice and, oh, you shouldn't do this and, oh, you shouldn't do that and don't bring up the kids and don't do that. But you know what?
I mean, you got Tina on here saying that that I don't
I
stand
know.
for poor people.
I know. And
Really,
Lisa,
Tina?
I didn't even know Gina. I didn't even know Karen. Karen and I will both tell you, we did not make the call to CPS on this. We
And
did
then
not make
yesterday,
the
Goss was
call.
up there, and I didn't know what she was talking about. But Pam opens her inbox, shows me Goss is lying. That conversation did not happen like that. She is
No, it
a
did not.
liar.
Exactly. She is a liar. And I still have that conversation as well, Goss. I mean, seriously, do you think there
And
aren't two
we're not
sides to a
putting it out
conversation?
because I'm using it and it's not going out on social media. Just like my phone
Never.
calls that I'm about to
Never.
make to these PDs are not going out on social media.
Exactly.
So y'all can continue down this
Exactly.
path if you want to, and I will continue to document it appropriately with
I mean,
the
I can't
appropriate
even.
authorities.
I mean,
Period.
today, you're
You
saying
don't like it?
today
Stop lying
in
on
that
me.
live, today in that live, Karen, get this, okay? Today in that live, they, Goss is sitting there, her and some other name that I don't even know, right? I'm getting screenshot. Pam is the one that called on Judy's son. No, I did not call Judy's son. I never made a phone call to
That's
Judy's
right.
son. I really
Again,
didn't even
twisting and
know his first
lying.
name.
Twisting and lying.
Yes, to crowd target, to enrage people, to make, isn't it enough? I already have somebody stalking my life to kill me. Come on, people, get your heads out of your asses. You don't have any idea. You thought it was funny. Y'all sat around and laughed. You laughed
Yeah,
when
and
I
let
was
me
on
tell
here
something.
in
Let me
tears
say
about
something
how
about
terrified
Tamara
I was.
Weimer. Tamara
Oh my
Weimer.
God, another one.
Tamara Weimer, your
Oh God.
idea of getting on social media last night and jumping in that
Oh,
box to be relevant
oh
and
my God.
saying that all of us are in an inbox,
Oh
and this
my
came
God.
from Gina Nelms,
Oh yeah.
you have lost your ever loving mind.
She has. She has. Yes. And Judy, how many times have you said I called your son? No, what? You never even in your broadcast said I called. You said you believed that I had sent the videos and what was going to happen to me, and that was when I made the call. Just like my situation right now, you do not call the police department in the city where this person is because they're claiming that they have friends in the police department. No, you go above that. You go to the district attorney. You handle it where you have to, away from the police department. Because if there are people that are rogue and corrupt, you're not going to jump into the bloodbath. You're not going to do it. People, stop your threats. First of all, stop your threats. But secondly, get your facts straight. Who's who and who's what and who did what. And you know what? For the rest of you, I think it's time that a lot of you come out and start telling the damn truth and quit twisting what people say. I mean, like here's here was yes she did. You're damn right she did, Judy. But here's Valerie showing facts. Showing facts. Get it? Showing facts of what was said
Right.
and
And
who
I'm
said
not
it
even going to
and what
play it
was
because I'm going
done.
to send it straight to CPS and law
Exactly.
enforcement. That whole conversation of me and
Exactly.
Pam. And
Exactly.
they know because what these people in this box don't understand, they know exactly where that call came from. And I know
Sure they
Daisy
do.
just said they don't, and sometimes they can't find out. I can assure you, in Pecola, Oklahoma, as small as it is, they
Right.
know why CPS showed up at the Turner home.
Yes,
They
they do.
know it.
And you have somebody coming out and saying they admitted it. And that person knows who else called. But I know we heard him say to them on a live video that they were running, that they were streaming right here on Periscope. He told them, and don't think I'm watching. I am watching and I will call on you again.
And look, and I'll say it, and I don't care who doesn't like it. a parent that has CPS at their door and their concern is to
Right.
get on social media and make
Right.
false statements
It's
about
like,
how they ended
you
up
know,
there, they are mentally ill.
oh my
Period.
God. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. I mean, how many of you actually saw that Friday night
That
fight?
tells me
I
her
mean,
concern,
the
her main
Saturday night
concern
fight.
was getting on
I don't.
social media, not taking care of her business as a parent and blaming somebody that didn't even do it.
Oh no, Boomer, who are you talking to? Stop, people. Stop fighting. You
No,
can
all
just
I
like
have to
women.
say
It's
is
fine.
no, I didn't call, but guess what? And I'll say it again. I am now, and I'm
Yeah,
calling the
exactly.
Decola PD, and I will speak to Rotor myself, and I will
Exactly.
turn over the screenshots, the video of NJ Turner inserting herself, me, into that
This is Kathy without a
when she
photo.
should have been handling her own business and her own children.
Well, I mean, we had the conversation, Karen, and we were like, no, we're not doing it. We're not getting involved in this bullshit. The police have it under control.
That's right.
If
That's
the
exactly what I
if
said.
their authority that will make the decision if they go back out and they arrest all of these people, if they take the children out of that home, what they do, the
Not
minor
up to
children,
me. And
it's
I
up to
didn't
them.
call. And I
No.
didn't decide to put a live video out
Mm-mm.
public that
Mm-mm.
has my husband out of control inside the house,
Right.
making people wonder what happened. I didn't do
Right.
that.
Right.
NJ Turner did that, and I
Right.
didn't make a phone call to anyone.
Right.
She needs to
And
take personal responsibility for her own behavior.
right. 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 Kathy, go, honey.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I don't.
I was told
This
that I
account is
didn't come
closed,
back.
and
So
after this, it's closed. I'm not coming back. You can all trash me and continue on, but I have nothing to do with the NJ Gina thing. I had nothing to do with Kathy and Tina thing.
no, you
I
don't.
have nothing to do with Mandy and Marie thing. I
Nope.
got nothing to do with nothing
Me
here.
I
either.
didn't
And
even
I
they're
know.
made
inserting
you
my name
people.
all in it.
I made 4 phone calls. I have told you exactly, and every
Yep.
one of them has been recorded. And
And I have the
and it
phone calls
wasn't police
I've
work.
made, and it's none that NJ Turner say.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. No, no, mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm
It
not
wasn't.
involved with that because I don't have. I
And
don't
I
talk
want to clarify
for that
something
one.
real quick for Miss Piazza, real quick. No, my children were not on this app until NJ Turner
Right,
decided to do a whole video
right,
showing them,
right,
going on my Facebook, getting pictures of them as she quote unquote friended me just to do that,
right,
and putting their names, their school, identifying markers, my name, even a friend's name.
right,
She even showed a picture of a 15-year-old child that is a friend of my child's with her
right,
parents' name.
right. And all of that was
And
done
I will
before you
not
did the flare thing.
apologize that I am in
Mm-mm,
a different position, that law enforcement takes that
mm-mm,
seriously because
mm-hmm.
of my job. I will not
Right,
apologize for it.
right, right.
She chose to do it, not
And
me.
I will tell you this, that the police department, I have been to my police department. I I mean, they're doing as much as they can, but they have increased around my home. I mean, it's ridiculous. You people are
And let me
ridiculous.
straighten this out with Miss Piazza,
You
since
think
she
it's
has a
so funny.
problem with
I
it,
mean, so
because
funny. It's all so funny.
I was a former city
Right.
prosecutor. She has
Exactly.
a problem with it that now the
Yeah.
deputies are very aware of what
Right.
is going on this app,
Yep.
and they are very aware of my safety and her and NJ Turner running their mouth
Right.
nonstop.
Oops,
I
lost
keep
her. I
dropping.
think she got a call. But here's the other thing too, Kathy, that they don't understand. See, they thought it was funny when after the calls were made and the threats were made to me when I was in my little apartment, that I was trying to sleep during the day a few hours, and then if I got really tired at night, I would sleep on the floor beside my bed, which was next to the window for protection, that if somebody did come, shooting, I was at least lower than the bed at that point. Does that make sense to you, Kathy? That's the way you would protect yourself. No, they have, and they're still talking about it. She even has to say it today. Oh, Pam must be under her bed. No, you know what? Mm-mm, no, no. It's just not happening. Kathy, come back. I'm sorry. I mean, it's ridiculous. You people sound ridiculous. Okay? You sound stupid. You sound stupid when you know I have moved from that location into a safe house, into a place in hiding, and uh, it's insane. It's absolutely insane what you people are doing, making fun of an almost 70-year-old woman because you have terrorized her now for well over a year. And you know what? Nobody has to stand up for me. I've done pretty damn well on my own. But
That's
my
right.
friends, my close friends, have advised me what to do, and that is to get the hell out of this mess you all have
Honey,
created for yourselves.
and you just said something that hit friggin' a chord. Tina stalked and harassed Marie right up to Marie died.
Yes, it's ridiculous. But Mandy, I don't know about that situation. I'm just going to tell you, okay? There
Hmm,
is a tragedy that is on our doorstep. Do you understand what I'm saying? There is a
yeah,
tragedy in the making on our doorstep.
Absolutely.
of course.
Absolutely.
Someone is either going to commit suicide or be killed. We are beyond this bullshit now.
Yes, and
Oh,
I'm way
honey,
beyond it. And by the way, guess what else? I'm not interested, Tina Piazza, in talking
Me
to
either.
anyone.
Why is she even talking about us? Why is and was it her child that was CPS was called on? Was it her children? No, it's the Turner children. If somebody wants to come out and talk, let the Turners do it. I'm here now, bitch. Come on on. Come on over and accuse me of calling on your kids. You
well,
know what?
I called it out when Tina doxed all those children and
Yes,
offered and
yes,
adults
yes,
and offered all of us to the predator to
yes,
make to pick from.
yes,
So
yes.
many. And here's the dumb thing: her mates did not pull her up on doxing minor children and offering everyone to a predator.
Boomer.
Oh,
Oh
Jesus
no,
Christ.
that's a boomer. I think okay, never mind. No, Mandy, I know. And you know what? Some of the stuff is funny. Some of the things people say is
It's not
hilarious.
because they're associated with me. This is Tina, period.
Right. Right. But I know you have said that and I know that you're going to I know. I know you're going to pass that information over to Jim. And that's a good thing. Let him sort it out. He has a good head on his shoulders and he can do that. But you know what? I mean, you have to understand. I mean, do you understand, Mandy, why I'm not here? Do you understand? Do you
Oh, hell
clearly?
yes.
I mean, I'm not here. I'm gone. See, because of this kind of bullshit. Even when you're gone, I've been gone. I've been gone. I've been gone. I've been gone, and they're still dragging me in, dragging me
Because
in.
they
It's
imagine what it was like for me. I was away for 4, 5, 6 months,
right,
and she was still trying to drag
and I'm
me
not
in the
afraid.
background through other people.
Believe me, I'm not afraid to tell you I called CPS if I called CPS because I don't give a damn. you know but there is nothing you can do after the situation is over, and it is up to the local authorities in that city to now make the decision as to who gets charged and what happened. And if CPS showed up, they showed up for a reason. They were, they don't I think in this situation they already have had the police make the phone call to them.
Yep.
Do I think the police made another call to them? Yes, I do, if they saw that tape. Yes, I do. And, I mean, take responsibility for yourself, NJ. Justin, take responsibility for what you did to your own children. Not quit blaming everybody under the sun. I mean, you wouldn't be involved in this if you hadn't have gone live. If people hadn't have seen it, if there wasn't some documentation, people would not have been calling if people were calling. If Marty chose to call, good for her. Good for her. You know? Exactly. And you know what? That's the truth too, Karen, because Roder told them. Roder told me. I think Roder told someone else, and I can't remember who it was. It might have been you or somebody else when they spoke to him. They are watching. They are watching every live that is done. The judge was very explicit in court as to what kind of lives they were to be doing, and that's not what's been going on, obviously. But, I mean, they were very clear. And if the police are watching and recording them as well, then whose problem is it? It's not my problem. It's not my problem. It's not my problem.
Right.
I just
I made
nobody did this to you. You do this to yourselves. When the hell are people going to start taking responsibility? That's what kills me. I mean, it's like,
yeah,
when are you going to take responsibility for yourselves, really?
they
Yeah, I'll
don't
try.
know how
I
to.
called the
Look,
feds on her. Fucking A right, I did. And I called the police
yeah,
on her.
and I called the police
Exactly,
on here
Kathy.
too.
And you know what? We're not afraid to say when we made the calls or what we made the
No,
calls about or record the calls
Nope.
and release the calls. I'm not, Tammy Blair and we talked through this. Believe me, we talked through that phone call I made.
Uh-huh.
And she knew exactly why I made that call.
yeah,
You're not going to. The same thing with calling the mayor after Judy's live. Are you kidding me? You are not going to hang me on a felony charge. You're
Nope.
not going to do it. And you're
well,
not going to get up on this boombox and start threatening that you're going to hang me on a
I
charge
don't know if
either.
she's
I will
fair enough,
call.
but I have seen comments of her saying I'm going to be arrested for going to her house.
Yeah.
It's not
Oh,
going to
hell
happen.
yeah.
You can go back,
Hell yeah.
watch my video. The police said already I'm not
Yep.
under arrest. There's nothing they can do because she
Right.
invited me onto her property.
yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Look, a while ago, I said that we need to put all our stuff together and do a
Right.
multiple thing
Right.
together.
Right.
So I'm giving you girls permission when I pass over the information to have your police contact my police
Right.
to get what they've got and even do a Zoom
I'm just
call.
dealing with an attorney now. I'm just
And
going through
Mandy,
this with
what
civil.
tape do you want from me?
Oh, I just want to see if you can get the recording of Tina calling your police.
Yes, I
And I've
have that
asked you for that.
someplace. Yes, is that what you wanted? Okay, you
Yeah,
could have
that's what I
asked me,
want.
and you know what?
I
And Mandy,
have.
I love your art. I mean, I do, and I have always been very complimentary to you. But I would
Yes,
hate to
definitely.
think that you were over here kissing my ass just to get a damn tape, because everybody knows if I've got it, I'll give it to you. You
Honey,
know what I mean?
that's
That's
what she
ridiculous.
wants to see. If you heard the
Sure.
audio, you would
Yeah.
actually hear how I am playing the fact that I'm trying to keep
Sure.
her pacified.
Right.
So
And then
again,
there's
and
McKenna
did you
today.
hear? Were you in
Yeah.
McDaddy's video last night when I was talking to Tammy?
Who?
Right.
Tammy
Oh
Blair.
my God. Oh, Tammy Blair. Oh yeah. And you get the notification
Okay,
from McKenna.
she accused
She's gonna
me,
go kiss
McKenna
Tina.
accused me
Oh my
of running her down when I asked Tammy about what she had said about me.
Right. Right. It's
And
so
now
weird.
she's blaming me for running her down, which I didn't do. I never
No,
ran Dawn down.
no, no. And here's the problem. Now, here with Tina, remember, because we did a live and we thanked Tina for recognizing the fact of what McKenna had done was vile and awful, and we thanked her for that. And now she's over there and they're best buddies. They're going to be best
Well,
friends.
see, now that's because McKenna turned around and sent me a message this morning, and I'll bring it up. Not a frigging problem about bringing it up when I find the right account I've got. Right, there it is. She sent it up this morning last night after I got off Matt's video.
Right.
She sent me a message and she turned around and said something about me with Blair running off on her name. Oh, fuck, where is it?
Okay. Okay. All right. Now, Karen says that Tina lied. She actually reached out and contacted Lori Shockley. It wasn't vice versa.
Yep.
No, Tina always reaches out to everybody. Like she reached out to Sherry, she reached out to Dell, she reaches out to everybody. She talks to my friends.
Well, I don't know. She called me and threatened me, and I blocked her phone number. She called me on an unidentified number, blocked number. And then she called again and I refused to answer it. And then she had to leave me a message, along with the fact that she was calling again. I don't care. You know what, Tina? Tina, you do whatever you want, whatever rocks your boat. You just go do it. And you keep attacking because you know what I see, and I see it very clearly. People have said a lot about you, Tina, but I've sat back and I've watched you now for 3 or 4 months. You claim to be a what was it? What is she? Oh, she's
Oh,
Clinician
what time?
with clinician,
what?
Yeah,
social
what
worker,
time?
A
I mean, she's
social
a social
worker
worker.
and
She works for the
a
a
VA.
federal agent,
counselor,
She's
a
a
more
lawyer.
social worker
She's a real
counselor.
estate agent.
She's got a PhD or some master's or some damn thing.
masters.
But you know what? Anybody that's taken one class in psychology can tell what you're doing, girl, and what exactly is wrong with you. But if it rocks your boat to go and call my police department, hold on just a second. I'll give you the number again. Okay.
Number.
And I mean, you're absolutely looking ridiculous because you have sat up here, and Abe, I hope you're still here paying really close attention to what I'm about to say. You have said, Tina, you protect the mentally ill, you protect
Like I said,
the disabled, you protect veterans, and you
No,
protect
you're right.
the
I'm about to blow
elderly.
that out.
And yet, everyone that I have seen you so far attacking falls into that category. Like with
The ill,
Timothy
Palmer.
yesterday.
the
Yeah, I might
elderly.
not like him, but I really felt bad for him after a certain length of time. This
Who's
guy
that?
is getting badgered and badgered. He already said why he did it, right? He said why he did it. He wanted her attention. He wanted to talk to her. Okay. So, I mean, what more do you need? And she would not. I mean, she battered him for over an hour. You know damn well that was wrong. That isn't what a counselor does. He answered your damn question. He told you why he did it.
He was
Leave him the
entrapped
hell
to
alone.
do it.
It's just
Um,
like making the phone call to my police department that I'm crazy. I want one of you. There's still room up here in this beam. I want one of you who thinks I'm crazy to come up here because I'm going to tell you, you're damn wrong. I mean, I've been to psychiatrists and everything else. I mean, this is crazy. This is
oh,
crazy.
yeah.
Uh-uh.
Right,
No.
quickly before I drop off and let you guys speak. Okay, Dawn
I'm sorry, I
said to
keep
me,
knocking Kathy out.
remember when I had you on my scope and I got you to read out the email from my police?
Yes.
Dawn and Dawn and Marietta unfriended me on Dawn Say So because I had you in my beam to
Oh,
read out a legal document. So
right.
anyway, she unfriended me then and went rah
Okay.
rah about you.
That's all
So
right.
last night after Matt's scope,
Okay.
where I
Okay.
hatched out my difference with Tammy,
Okay.
she writes to me and she goes, keep talking shit with Blair on me, and I will have no issues in doing the same with. Now, here's the best part. Here's a little extortion for you.
Right.
Tina, about you.
Right. Okay, I understand that, Mandy, but do you understand that Marietta is the person that was making the phone calls on me trying to blame NJ,
No,
Tam, Blair, and a number
I
of other
didn't know
people?
that.
And she admitted it to
Honey,
three
I
people.
said I came into this not knowing all these stories,
Mhm,
and
mhm,
I don't want to be put in a position where I'm
mhm.
only hearing one side. So
Right,
if I don't want to hear any of it,
right, right.
does that
Right.
sound fair?
But then they drag you in. See, just like Tina has tried to drag us into your situation, you and Kathy. And
Yep.
I mean, I heard this morning some of the things that she was saying about our girl Bailey, and I reached out.
Yep.
Kathy, Bailey and I have not had a phone conversation for months because we got into an argument and couldn't settle it between us. But I did reach out to her this morning and tried to cheer her on, and I said, you know what, really, Kathy, just let it go, let it all go.
It's not
This isn't healthy for you,
Yep.
and it's just time to let it go. Just let it go,
Well,
because
I've
I
got
know
Kathy.
Kathy, and I know how this stuff
Yep.
affects her
Well,
personally, and she will, uh, Abe, yeah, you've attacked me. Yeah. You thought it was real funny when the
Yeah,
Annalby
he just
and
attacked me
Essie
too.
thing came up and the whole Mormon thing, and you thought it was hilarious to look at that tattoo that somebody put up. Yeah, Abe, I think you did. You know what? I've never said anything. I've never said a harsh word to you. I've I've always
Same
been
here.
rather polite.
You
But
know what?
you
I haven't
chose
either. He had some things to
to
say about me, and he don't even know me.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
me, and he
yeah.
doesn't know me.
And
He
he
bought
doesn't.
in on
I
Tina's
asked
fucking
him.
rhetoric.
He was up on the beam, and I came up on the beam, and I said, "How long have you known me? How many conversations have we had?"
None.
You know, right?
Well, I'm going to go and do a live after yous are finished, and I'm going to drop out the
Yes,
audio of the so-called vet
yes.
who
They
she
are
said I
accusing me
ripped
of
off.
calling CPS on the Turners. Yes.
Yeah, the one that she is accusing me of ripping off. I'm going to play an audio from
Oh,
him from a couple of weeks ago where he
yeah.
admits she tried to scam him.
You know, I don't know what religion you are, Abe, but let me tell you something. How would you feel if somebody was constantly using the name of the founder of your church and saying that you were effing him and you were his effing bitch and you were this and you were that and
Wow.
using his name in such a horrid derogatory manner. I don't, you know what, Abe? I don't give a damn if you think Mormons are a cult, if they are the work of Satan. You know what, Abe? I don't care what you think. Okay, that's where we are now. But you're sitting there laughing at this is not funny. Okay,
See, they
it's
think
not
it's all jokes.
funny.
It doesn't affect their
You
lives.
know,
Hey, I'll tell you
they
what,
have done it
I,
for months. They have threatened to
I,
call my
I'll
church.
tell
They
you
have
what,
called my church. You know, Tina said, "Oh, Pam was excommunicated from the Catholic Church. Now I'm going to get her excommunicated from the Mormon Church." BS. It's not going to happen. First of all, I was never excommunicated from the Catholic Church because I was never a Catholic.
Nope.
Okay, my mother was Catholic. My father was Lutheran. Well,
well,
and we
that
went
would have
to the
made
Lutheran church. You know, please don't even. But my mother saw that we went to catechism in high school, each and every one of us. It was our choice which church we ended up being. We were baptized in the Lutheran
okay.
in the Lutheran church, and that's it. You know,
As
so
simple as this, honey. If anything
you know.
happens to a single child because of what Tina's done,
Oh my
are you
God.
going to be laughing then, Abe?
Right, right. Is he going to be
Yeah,
laughing?
about
Is he
that.
going to be laughing when? That's what I'm asking him today, Kathy. And you know how damn serious I am
Hmm.
about this shit. You do know I'm a pretty damn serious person, but I want to know which one of you fuckers is going to say the first damn negative word about me when I'm laying in a pool of blood because some son of a bitch has come in here and killed me that you sent to do it. See, that's my problem with y'all
Then
now.
you know what? Then you know what? They need to be held accountable for it
You're
for
damn
inciting.
right. The whole lot
Yeah.
of them, Kathy. Not
Well,
one,
and
not
gaslighting
two,
should be
but
illegal.
every damn one of them. Well,
Yep.
that's right.
Yeah.
And that's the problem because Tina came out and said, I am staying at my daughter's home where there are
Well,
4 children, 3 of which are minors, and one is very, very small. And they
so
have
well, I
sent
won't
this
have my
son of a
grandkids
bitch
here now because
to
of her.
their house to run ops on my daughter's home. Do you understand how severe this is, people? See, you think it's all
Absolutely.
a fucking fun game because you can sit here on this box and you can laugh it up about a damn tattoo that you put up that is not mine, or you can ask me about a tattoo, or you can make damn accusations about
Well, wait,
my
time out.
family in El Paso. All the
Question.
shit you
Pam,
want to say, I am
Pam,
angry.
Pam,
I am
Question.
so
calm
damn
down,
angry.
Pam.
All right.
Take
So,
a breath.
okay, even if you had a tattoo, what's it anybody's business? What's it anyone's business what body ink you have or don't have?
Okay. Oh no, it was NJ that said I had a tattoo of the founder
A
of the Mormon
transplant.
Church, Joseph Smith. I had a,
All right, just I know you don't, but just for giggles and
right.
shits and giggles.
So
Even if
I
you
went,
did, what's it their
Lynn,
business if you did?
right. But then Lynn asked me up, and I got up on hers, right? I got up on her scope, and she says, "Do you have tattoos?" And I said, "Yes, I have. Actually, I have 11 tattoos." And she said, well, do you have a tramp stamp of Joseph Smith?
Hold on one sec. Sammy, go
And
get
I
your-
was just stunned, Kathy, because I really thought a lot of Lynn. I really did think a lot of Lynn. I really thought she was trying to get down to it. And now you know what she's saying? I mean, you can imagine how stunned I was with that. Like, why would you even have believed that? You know, I was just like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You're asking me this? I mean, it just stunned me because I was just like, why do you care, first of all? But then now she's trying to make it out it was a joke. Well, that's not a funny joke. It's not
Well,
any
you know, that's
funnier.
always when the legal gets involved. That's when it all becomes a
Oh,
joke.
it was a
Right.
joke when Tina rang my embassy, gave them my
Yes.
name, and
Yes.
turned around and said that I'm a
Yes,
terrorist, and
Mandy.
then says that's a
Yes.
joke.
And
Right.
said that Trump was going to put you on the no-fly list and was going to hold you as a terrorist. Are you kidding me? She used the president of our United States. She put her foot on our damn flag. What the hell? And then she says
That's all a joke.
to you, Abe, she says to you, Abe, see, this is my real problem with you, is you laughed. You thought it was funny when she's telling you that I make anal beads and sell them on Etsy, and but not to go in a private scope with me because I would give you a demonstration. Now I don't know, Abe. You knew I was Mormon. Do you really think that was going to happen? Do you really fucking think that was going to happen, Abe? Do you think it's
Pam,
still
calm
funny?
down, hon.
Damn, calm
Calm
down.
down, hon.
They're not
Not
worth
funny.
it. Seriously, they're not.
No. I
They
mean,
all
why
think
was
it's a
that
joke. They all
funny,
think
Abe?
it's fun and games.
Well,
But
it can't
Abe,
be that intelligent to buy into her bullshit.
right. But Abe, what is it you want?
He
You
is
want
an
a piece
intelligent
of
guy.
ass for her, from her?
Shit.
Is that it? Is that it, Abe? You think you're going to get a piece of ass from that lying bitch because you're sitting there laughing over something like this? There's nothing funny. Do you think it's funny when they make fun of Joseph Smith? Do you? You know what? I don't know what's wrong with you either, Abe. Really. You know? Yeah, me too. Because I am angry and I have had it. I know what you're
Well,
doing. I know
honey,
what they're doing.
I tell you what, one thing that came out of the last night with Dawn, if she wanted me on her side, and she wanted me to get off the fence and be on her side, all she did was actually push me completely over this side.
You mean
One,
eyebrow?
if it wasn't for Melanie, I wouldn't be here now.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you, Melanie, and thank you, Dawn, for completely pushing me over 100%.
I didn't
And
meet
Melanie.
I didn't meet up with anybody yesterday. If that's what you're talking about, that's
I
not
know.
what happened.
And
I
you
had
know
a
what?
because my little lying Timmy, not a freaking retard, was lying on
Right.
me.
Right. But you
Oh,
know
that's
what,
right. He
Kathy?
said we had him
You
twice,
don't
didn't
know
he?
what she did in the background with him. You do not know, Kathy. You see what I'm
I'm
saying?
well aware of what might be
Because
going on.
those are the people that she gets the closest to her. Look
I know.
at it. Look at
Because
it.
they're
You
doing
know
the
what I'm
dirty work.
saying? Right.
Because that's what you
Right.
signed up for, kiddo.
Yeah.
Oh, and
You
by the
know.
way,
All right.
when she sits there and
I
tells
gotta
you
stop
that
all
it was
guys because I
me,
gotta take my daughter to gymnastics.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
okay,
Okay, go.
have a
Thank
good
you.
day, dog.
Thanks, Kathy.
When she sits there and tells you that it was me that gave that Justin guy all this stuff, trust me, she
No.
sat in a scope
No.
doxing all our
No.
photos, including kids, and
No.
offered him to pick
No,
one.
Mandy. No, Mandy. And I know you knew who he was, and I know that you blocked him out of your life. I know
Yep,
you did. I know. I know. I know that you did. I know you took him out and that
yep.
you did not allow him in there. No one would have done that, you know. I mean, if I had seen him, I would have taken him out because I saw his performance before. And, you know, there's something obviously very wrong with him. But again, you do not invite that to your table. You see?
Tina does
And
every
that's been
day.
the problem. And I want to apologize to everyone for cussing and
No,
losing my
you're
temper
right. I
again.
cuss every day.
But I am angry. I am so
Honey,
angry.
look, let it out. Cuss your heart out, darling. Cuss your heart out. You're telling the
Well,
truth. Cuss it out there, girl.
that's it. I am telling the truth. And the problem is, I, I told some of you, you don't want to meet the 30-year-old me, you know, before I converted. And you don't want to. You think you're funny? Honey. There's nothing to me not filling up this damn truck and coming for you and knocking on your door and telling you, now say it. Say it to my face. Show me, McKenna. Show me the recording. And you know what, you little lying bitch? You know what? It's not going to be that hard to find the attorney that's representing you. And if I have to go through every damn attorney in the phone book, you know what? And I'm calling your police department today too. I am going to demand that they play the tapes that they got from Arizona phone number. But guess what, McKenna? I already made that call a few weeks ago when you accused me of it before. But today you said my name. I called a few weeks ago, and you know what I was told? There were no calls that came in from the state of Arizona. Fuck you, McKenna. Fuck you. But I will get it this time. I will get it on a recording and I will hold it. My police department has everything now. You know why? Because you've all sat around. You've all told lies about me. You've told lies about me. You've told lies about Karen. I mean, honest to God, come on, people. I don't know how stupid you have to be or what turnip truck you fell off of this morning to say Karen was involved and caused the issues between NJ and Gina. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you
No,
freaking
NJ
kidding
did
me?
that.
Or that she caused the problems between Tina and Kathy Barker? Are you kidding me?
Tina did that.
No. See, you're all insane. If you sat in there and agreed with that, I know. I see what's left. I see that some of the smarter girls are still finally walking, but you know what? Just keep walking, girl. I mean, it's ridiculous. Absolutely.
Mm. This is out of control. None of this has meaning. Exactly.
You know
Did
what,
you
Abe?
notice? Have
You
you
know what, Abe?
noticed
Let me tell
something?
you something, doll. The only reason somebody's not laying on the floor right now is because of my religion. I have no fear.
Mine's because I
God
got a big
is
pile of
not.
water.
God does not. He is not the controller of fear. It is Satan. And yeah, I'll tell you, Satan is filled up with some of these people because
Right.
when you come out, and don't be using my religion. See, Abe, that's your problem. You want to use my religion against me? No, fuck you too, buddy. Because
Hey,
you know what?
here's a
Yeah.
common sense question, Abe. How is it that Tina has more evidence than what the police have?
Right. Right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She's got all this evidence. Evidence. Oh, my God. She's got so much evidence. Well, you know what? Put your evidence out. Put your evidence out. Show me
Only
when.
in a
See,
private.
this is what made me angry. Marty came out and, like a good, strong Christian woman, she
Who's
said,
Marty?
I'll raise my hand. I will tell you, I am the one that made the phone call to CPS. Well,
Who's
good on
she?
her. That's NJ's half sister. Okay.
Okay.
Um, so, I mean, good on her. Good on her, right, Mandy? Because she was brave and
She
strong and
owned it.
couldn't do it. That's exactly right. If I had made that call, I would proudly say I made that call. But Karen and I had long conversations. I had long conversations about it with other people too. Believe me, our phones were burning up for days. And we all came to the same conclusion. The authorities will handle this. No one was cuffed, and the authorities are going to look at this and they will take care of it, and that's it. So there you go. There you go,
Right.
people. That's the
Well,
way it's going to be handled.
I've
And
owned
if
the fact that
CPS
I've
is
taught here
there,
for
you
5 times.
already have, right, there's an individual that says they made the call, and there's also a police department that says they were watching and they would make another call if they felt they had to. And maybe they felt they had to, you know, but there it is. There it is.
Yeah.
So y'all just keep hovering over and keep, every time something happens, oh my God, it's Pam and Materna. It's Pam and Materna. It's Pam and Materna. Yeah,
Or
that's right.
Kathy
Yeah.
and Mandy. Kathy and Mandy.
Yes, yes,
That's a
Mandy.
broken fucking record.
It's that non-American. It's always that non-American's fault. That's funny. It is funny, Mandy. It's like
Isn't it?
there's zero. They can't decide. Okay, whose fault is it? Wait, today there were three people. I mean, if there's like three people, I mean, seriously,
I tell you what, these
it
people in
makes
here
me
start.
laugh. it's
The
like
people
the
in
guy.
her scope are so dense. She literally makes a hypocrisy of her own words in one scope, and
I know,
everyone
but
misses
I,
it.
but I know, Mandy, but I don't know what is funnier, her saying this stuff or the people
Being so
believing
stupid.
her. Hold on, honey. Hold on. I don't know if I can, babe. Did Karen send it in my messenger? Because if she sent it to my phone, I can't. If it's in my messenger, I can't.
Now, if Karen wants to, if Karen's on Facebook, like I don't know if she is or not. If you want, we can set up a video chat if
No,
you're able to record it as well.
no.
And I will go through all these bits and pieces with you that you can record and take on for your information.
Karen, you need to send it over to my messenger. I can't pick up the messages. I can't pick up my text messages because I have a headache and I'm angry and my head is
So,
hurting and it's 2:30 in the afternoon and I had so much to do today and
and
it
it's
was
voting
not
day, isn't it?
dealing with this nonsense. Okay.
Don't you have a vote today to do?
Payday for me, remember? I'm oh yeah, and which idiot was it that said that? Let me clarify that really quick too. Was that Diane that said I was on welfare? No, I'm not. Oh, I'm on disability. Which one of you idiots said that? No, I'm not on disability and I'm not on welfare. I am retired on Social Security, legal retirement Social Security. I do not get any welfare and I do not get any SSI and I do not get disability. I am a retired person. Yes, I am a
And what they
retired
do if it
person.
was disability, okay? Whipsy fucking
But
do if it
it
was a
doesn't
disability.
matter. I know, I understand that, but they were saying I was sending my disability money to one of these goons on here. I don't know,
Oh my
somebody.
God.
I mean, you know what? See, this is the problem. Y'all need to mind your own damn business.
Go and ask about who's feeding up Tina's fucking power bill and fucking groceries each week or each month.
Well, it's
Considering
going to
she's on
be
a
Abe's
benefit.
up now. Okay, Abe's up now. It's going to be Abe because she's lost her little meal ticket over there. We know, we know. I mean, she's kissing Abe's ass and she's telling Abe, "Don't you go, don't you go." I mean, really, Abe, how many women on here have asked you to go into private chat? I mean, seriously, I can't even. I mean, what the hell do you believe this stuff? How can you believe this from someone that has lied on so many people? Is she
It's all right,
possessed?
actually going to do it to you one day, and oh boy, I'm not going to be there to pick those pieces up.
I know. I mean, I don't know how gullible you are to believe this crap. First of all, I mean, really.
It, you know what makes me laugh? Abe, you're into spiritual things. You see orbs, okay? So do I. Okay, I'm a very spiritual person and I know a bullshit con artist at the drop of a pin. Why don't you?
I laugh at a lot of things, Abe, but I'm laughing at you sitting over there believing I would take you to a private scope. I mean, buddy, come on. Jeez, I have no interest, first of all, but I mean, it's. I mean, you believe she just keeps feeding you this. She keeps feeding you this, Abe. I mean, you do what you want, hun.
Oh,
It's
by
up
the
to
way,
you.
I have to be a
Okay.
multi-millionaire because I'll be the first male that
But I'll
gave birth
tell you
to a
what,
child.
I'm a good woman. I was a good wife, and to and I mean, don't even get me started on the sister wives and all of this BS that's been said about me. But you know what? There's one thing. I could use some help with my electric bill since I've been forced to move. I have a lot of bills hovering over my head. So I mean, if you want to chip in, I'll give you my PayPal. You know what I mean? If you want to help somebody,
Oh,
I
they
mean,
can help me too since I've got to move because of Tina, just so I can have my grandkids in the house.
oh my God, Mandy, I
What?
know. I mean, that's
I
sad.
can't
I
I can't
know.
have
I
my
know.
grandkids in this house no
Right.
more. This house is risk.
Right. No, I know, Mandy. I went through the same thing, and that's why I'm in hiding. You understand that,
Yep,
right? I
yep, I
could not
know.
have my grandchildren coming to my home after the police were showing up once a week, right? Once a week, I had the police knocking on my door. What kind of environment was that for my kids, my grandkids? I
Yep,
couldn't have them. And that was sad. That was when I cried, Mandy, because
yep.
it still breaks my heart. I had told those two girls they were going to spend 2 weeks with me over the summer and I was going to teach them how to sew. We were going to start, teaching them to sew.
Yeah.
And they had picked out their patterns and we were going to go get their fabric and everything. And then all this
Oh,
BS was phone call after phone call after phone call started. And I'm like,
well,
no, this is not safe for them. Not
okay.
when
The
my
only thing
address
on
is being put out.
GoFundMe I'm going to do for her, John, is a frigging coffin.
She doesn't need a GoFundMe. What she needs is an
Stop it.
evaluation. Nobody.
When you go to
And
sleep.
then see, she's like so many people that I have met in my life, and Mandy, I'm sure you have too. People
Mm-hmm.
that will stab you with their words. Their words are daggers. They will stab you with them, and then
Honey,
kind of
you
like,
don't know, you want to know what makes it worse?
oh, it was just
She's
a
worse
joke.
than the
No,
person that I'm going to say,
yeah,
that she's identically insane like the person. I had a half sister like this.
yeah,
So when I met Tina, I was already schooled on this characteristic.
right,
That's why her and I lasted 4 to 5 weeks.
right.
Yep.
See,
You
it
do.
isn't worth this, Mandy. It isn't worth the hours that we had to put in. It isn't worth the hours that you have to come out and you have to say, what did you just ask me? When someone asks you if you have a tramp stamp of Joseph Smith, I mean, what kind of people are we involved with? Ask yourself that first of all. What kind of people would be calling and trying to get your apartment condemned? Trying to do all of these things. What kind of people do that? Yeah, Lynn, come up and
Yeah.
tell me what kind of person you are.
Tell
Because I
actually
still do not
that's
understand
a
that. I guess she hung
that's
up.
a good point. Do you know what she has said actually on Skype? She's
I've
going to
heard
make
it.
sure that I lose the house I'm in. And
I
she's going
know
to
that's
make
sad.
sure that my beneficiaries know that I received money from America. I'm going
No,
to see a
that's
digital proof
sad.
of this.
It's sad, Mandy. It's sad that people want to
Yeah,
destroy other people's lives. Not me. I wanted
yeah,
to build up people's lives. My lives were all about God and bringing God back to America and trying to answer questions people had. It was heartbreaking to me
yeah,
to really, I mean, because I am in a closed environment when it comes to religion and beliefs, right? Even with the people that are on my Facebook. I mean, there are Mormons there, there are other
yeah.
Christians there. I have atheists. I have three atheists on my Facebook. We don't argue over religion or religious values or anything else.
No.
But if it's very odd to me, very odd to me that these people want to destroy people. I mean, whose life have I set out to destroy? No one. Leave me the hell alone. I have never made any threats on anyone. I mean, it's like, are you kidding me? What are you talking about? That's not my thing. I tried to
Oh,
help people because I had never met people that didn't know about God, that didn't know the basic answers, that didn't understand how we prove the resurrection, that don't understand these things. I've never met people like this. So I was like, okay, but I wanted to, when people ask questions, I said, I'll answer that next week. I will get everything together and I'll answer that for you next week, and it's
honey,
like, no. Oh,
do you want to actually know
horrible.
how well she victimizes her own child? Today, she informed everybody that her daughter has been accepted into whatever it is for a doctor or whatever it
Oh,
is.
right. Okay.
And then, and then
Oh,
she
pre-med.
turns around and implies that something's going to happen to Kathy Bailey. So you
Oh,
just
right,
start your own daughter's
right.
career by
Right.
trying to use that to extort
Right.
something where Kathy Bailey is concerned.
Right, right. Because you know what? Any board of physicians, if they receive that information, they would be very concerned about, yeah. But you know what? I mean, she's a young child, right? I mean,
I think.
I assume because she talks. Somebody tried to say the other day she was a minor.
18.
I don't believe she's a minor, but I don't know that.
18.
Oh well, and you don't get accepted pre med. I mean, they still got that. They've got all of that to do. And
Yep.
you can go in and set up your classes. And when they ask you, what are you going to be when you grow up in 4 years? You can say, I'm going to be pre med. And they can say, okay, fill out the paperwork. You don't have to be accepted. You just take the classes and you pay for it. I mean, there's no acceptance. You either
Yeah, I
make
know.
money or fail, Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
do,
mean,
John.
my minor was English lit because I love Shakespeare and I wanted to be a journalist actually, but I I realized that was not really a career for a woman at in that era. So I mean
Not
I
that
could have
thing, no.
been. Here comes Lynn. Lynn's pissed off at me over the whole tattoo deal, but it was hurtful. And I hope she understands that at some point how hurtful that was. It was just a shock to
Yeah,
me. Sorry, Lynn. Go ahead.
That's okay. And yes, I hope that's cleared up. I did apologize for that. But I did want to. I don't know what school she's going to, but
Okay.
in some schools, and Vanderbilt's one,
Right.
you do have to be accepted.
You
You
do have to be.
into pre med, because pre med starts your freshman year. You
Right.
declare
Right.
what you're going to be.
Hmm.
So
Right.
some schools, yes, you do have to be
Yeah.
accepted
Hmm.
into the program.
Well, it's
I don't
possible.
know what school
Yeah.
her is, but it's not
Right.
just you
Right.
just pay your money and you get to
Right.
go. I wish it was that
Yeah.
way, but
Yeah. Right.
yeah.
unfortunately,
Well, that's not actually the point of the thing. What she did was she
I
is moving her daughter future career to
well, I hope
go
y'all.
after somebody with
I
mental
really
issues.
hope, I really hope y'all wouldn't try to mess with the girls' schooling. I mean, that's really going
Ah,
to.
ah, 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 ah. Tina said it, not me.
Okay,
Tina said it.
well, it just
So
seems like maybe
what
we
she's
could.
doing is
I mean,
victimizing her own daughter and her daughter's future career.
I just wish it could all stop. Really, I
Well, I
mean,
do too.
it,
I do too,
it's so
Lynn. How
silly.
do
I
you think
mean,
that's
really
going
and
to happen?
truly.
Do you think today's performance sitting over there blaming Karen and I for the issues between NJ and Gina and the issues between
Well, I don't.
Tina and Karen and Kathy Barger? And do you think
Can I
do you
Yeah,
think
we
say
that's
don't.
something?
how you end that
Or
by
am I just going to
lying
get
about
mobbed
people?
every time?
You know?
Or am I just going to get mobbed every time I make a
No,
statement?
no. I'm just
I
asking
mean,
you. How do you stop that?
I don't
How do
know how
you
you
stop?
stop it,
I
but
don't
I
either.
will say this: you have had someone in your chat the whole time that's been harassing Abe and I with some pretty disgusting things. No big deal, but also you've got somebody that's planning on reading a statement from someone that makes you know outlandish lies.
Right.
So I mean, I understand that y'all got your problem, but we've got ours too.
Right.
Okay,
And
see, everything you say
I'm
about,
trying to stop it all. Now
hang on,
hopefully
but
I
you
know
what you're saying
everybody would.
about 33 is what Tina's done to a lot of us.
I
But yet
understand
you're
that.
sitting,
And
but hang on.
well,
But what
I didn't get
you're
to finish
doing,
mine.
no, hang on, Lynn. What you have done is not just given her your platform to talk on, you have also given her the opportunity to have more
Medusa.
gaslighting done under her.
Medusa.
Now, when a woman
Everybody has been
victimizes
given
her own child,
everybody please
she will
don't
go
talk
to
over me.
any extent.
Yes.
Everybody has been given an opportunity to speak on my platform, not just her. You just
Uh-huh.
choose to block and not come on.
Right.
No, I actually tried to come on, and I think you actually shut
Right.
me down and let Tina finish talking. And you've done that to a few of us.
Right.
Only if you talk over each other. I mean,
Right.
nobody can
She's
hear if two
never
or three
going to
people.
ever let anyone have a word. She won't.
Right.
Look, I can't control anybody else. All I can do is my part. I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, it's not even your part. She's got you involved in this, and this was nothing
How
to
is she
do with
involved? How
you.
am I involved? See, that's the thing I don't get.
And
I'm
you
not
got up
involved.
in my
I
video
told
and
you.
asked me what it was all about. It had nothing to do with you. Tina got you involved. See, this is the dumb thing. Everyone goes into everyone's scopes and don't checks their friggin' baggage and emotions at the door like a cop has to, and they walk into chaos. What's this? Who said this? Oh,
Oh
talking
my
about
God.
pedophiles. Oh, I hate pedophiles. I'm going after them.
See,
This
Mandy,
is
just a
the
minute. Let me just
emotion.
say this. Lynn, read what Judy just said. But Lynn, let me say this. You said none of us were sympathetic. Are you kidding me? I am very sympathetic for everyone
Oh
that has
my.
ever
I,
had
I, I,
anybody
I'm
at their
appreciative.
door over
I
all
just don't
of
want to do
this.
tit for tat anymore. I
Right.
mean, maybe y'all can't
Mhm.
stop. I hope you can one day. If you've really got legal issues, I would suggest you not talk about them online, and the rest of the stuff. If it's really not something you can press to the full extent, maybe just quit egging each other on. I don't
Oh
know, but
my
I know
fucking
I don't want
God.
to talk about it anymore. I
Honestly,
appreciate
I
y'all.
tell you what, Pam. I
Mhm.
tell you what, it is so fucking impossible to talk to people who don't actually listen.
Well, and here's
I
the thing,
went
Lynn.
away for
None of
months
us
and
made
months
that
and
call
months
on you.
and
Okay.
months.
I can
I went
guarantee
away
you,
for
none
months,
of
and
our
that
people in
brought
our small
all
circle made
I
my
that
can't
call.
hear
friends
both of y'all
just
Judy.
to
talking at
get
one
at me.
time. I can't
Yeah.
hear both of y'all
Okay.
talking at one time.
I can
But
guarantee you, Lynn, that no one in
and
our
please don't
small
repeat.
circle made that phone call. Yeah.
Pam. I will say this again. I know
Right.
y'all like to keep repeating it because each time you repeat it, one or two more people grab hold of that, and
Right.
that's another
Oh
thing
my
that
God.
people can
Right.
What
interpret
Peter
as
does.
landline. Medusa, this doesn't concern you right now. Please let me talk.
Oh,
What do
boo-hoo.
you
I got
mean it
somebody
doesn't
harassing me in the
concern
This
me?
comments.
part, I just want to get
Excuse
this
me?
part
When
out.
that
This is
veteran's
fucking
my
boo.
Oh
I'm
my
embassy,
reading a
if
God.
he
statement from
ever in my
33
Okay.
tonight,
embassy
folks.
Pam,
again,
I
You ain't
you
going to want
darn
to
appreciate
miss
your
it.
goddamn
time.
well
I know
I
fucking
Lynn up
really
here doesn't
excuse
do.
me.
want the truth out, but the truth will be out. I'm reading it later.
Okay.
Sorry,
Truth on
Lynn, but the
what?
truth will be out. You
The
guys
truth on
targeted
what?
33 for months, and he didn't say anything.
What?
Um, so
The truth about what?
you'll
About
hear later.
CPS?
You will hear later. You will hear later. Everybody, you might want to tune in.
Okay.
I know.
Matt has breaking news.
Right.
But
33 is going to
Lynn,
give his statement.
okay, Medusa, hold on.
Okay, now I
Mandy,
would
hold
like to
on.
talk. I would like to address just Pam and Materna, please, and anybody else in the group that has been accused of calling CPS. I
Right.
didn't accuse anybody. I simply made the statement. Now
Right.
y'all can say it's inferred, implied, whatever you want. I
Okay.
can only say it over and over what I meant.
Okay.
And that was, it was extremely interesting and curious
Okay.
how when our group mixed with your group, all of a sudden, somebody, I'm sorry, Judy, for your son. I don't know who called. It was anonymous. There's no way for me to request a FOIA. There's no information to get. There's no caller ID. If the police department, then maybe, but not with CPS.
Right.
Um,
So you think because
I don't
we
think anything. I'm just saying it's very interesting. We've had a lot of back and forth. We've
right.
had women that have been totally harassed for 3 years with
Yeah.
all sorts of sexual. There's nothing that can be done
Well,
about it,
Lynn,
but nobody had taken it off the app. I don't want to
Lynn,
discuss if it's possible. I
Uh,
don't want to.
I
I
can
don't.
show
I
you
just
my
really don't.
phone bill.
I made the
I
statement, and really and truly, I wish I'd never talked to
I
any
can
of
show
y'all.
you
I
my
really
phone
do.
bill to prove my
okay,
innocence
but
where that's concerned
okay,
to start with.
Mandy, hold on just a minute. Mandy, hold on. I don't think she's accusing you anyway. I think
I'm
she
not
is saying
accusing anybody. I
I
really am not. I think
I
somebody in our group
understand.
did it. I think the idea was given
Right.
through the
Oh, okay.
cross
Okay.
pollination.
Oh, okay. And so, okay, because Matt, I think that you knew
Karen,
of
please stop.
somebody.
I'm not really
Actually,
sure why you keep saying that.
Somebody mentioned Matt. Are you still
I'm
here?
not apologizing for anything. I'm simply
No, I
actually,
clearing
guess
I'll
I
up
tell
will.
you
what
what.
I think
If
Matt's gone.
33 was tied
Okay,
up
Matt's
with
gone.
Tina and he gave Tina the information, there's a very
Right.
good chance that
there's a
Tina
very
did it
good
on
chance.
33. Yep.
I haven't accused anybody, but it's very
Okay.
nice when certain people want to keep, make me out to be the bad guy. Let's throw all these twists and
Okay.
turns in here.
Okay, I don't think anybody's trying to do that. But
There's
Lynn,
a
Well,
lot
I
of things
I'll
that
tell
you
understand,
you
and I
what.
shouldn't say.
can't remember
There's a
who
lot
it
of
was.
things that a lot of y'all
Okay,
shouldn't say,
Lynn,
but you run
Lynn,
with it because it's
Lynn,
good drama.
Lynn.
What?
We don't
Right,
care.
I'll tell you what. Everyone is heated because of what Tina's done. So I will say my apology to you the way I've spoken to you. But it was the way you came into my scope and blindsided me and Bailey. After the months and months of retorted fucking bullshit I've watched her and
Right.
people I don't even know attack
Mm-mm.
me for shit she has said. You could
Mhm.
understand why my back would be up. I've put up with this for 18 months because of
Mhm.
him.
Right.
I
Well,
definitely
Okay.
understand because we've had this whole thing going on in our group for about 3 years. So
Well,
exactly.
definitely
girl,
I
But
it ain't
Lynn,
going
understand.
to go away
hold
because
on.
you're with Tina
And
now and
what
it's
has
going to get
happened
worse.
is the two
Mandy,
have
hold on.
collided.
Well, sort of. We did, but
Well, I don't
yeah.
think any of y'all had any ill feelings towards me, really 100% based on
Oh, no,
me.
it's
It
just
was
that,
influenced by some of the people around you, vice versa. But I
no,
know
Well,
it's
it's
not
valid, don't
influenced by
y'all?
who's around me. It's influenced by Tina's actions and how she's
Okay.
incited
yeah.
all this on
Right.
everybody.
Right.
Okay. All
I
right.
mean, I
Okay.
don't have,
All right. I
and I'll
just
tell
want
you
to,
this, Lynn.
I just
33 and
want
I
to,
had a huge
you know,
argument for days. He and I went back and forth, arguing. I mean, literally. And I'm not much of a screamer, but he got me to the point where I was screaming, like as angry as you've seen me today. I was with him. And I kept pointing stuff out, and he finally heard me and understood what I was saying about the situation that we were arguing about. It's not a big deal, but it was a big deal to me. And and I think that sometimes and at that point we just shook hands and we were done because we had our argument. He hasn't run around the block saying Pam this, Pam that, I can't stand her, whatever. In fact, one day I think when he was showing some stuff, he even used one of my scopes talking about this guy. And I kind of like laughed because he was like laughing. And he goes, who knew? But it's one of those things where you can laugh about some of the stuff that we do, and it is kind of funny that we get so infuriated or so offended that we just come out and do this stuff. But um, I think all of us are sympathetic to your situation that
I don't want,
CPS called because we have all been touched by it, either individually or as a group. We have seen what happens. We have all felt those repercussions. I mean, nobody knows what it is like, and I can say this clearly. Mandy gets it about my grandchildren, but nobody really knows what it's like when you become so isolated and so threatened and so terrorized by people, and not just the words, though, Lynn, when it comes
but
to
how
the
do you
action.
know that you're not the only, how do you know that hadn't been happening to me? Do you
Well, we're
know
not,
what happened 3 years ago when
No.
that man showed my dad's picture,
Right,
my dad's
right,
business, said that
right,
my dad raped me in our
right.
oil
Well,
warehouse
see,
for satanic
see,
rituals so that he could grow rich, said that his 33-degree masonry membership did this, that he said horrible things, and he
right,
showed family pictures.
right.
And
and this
this
is
was
what
three
Tina
years
does
ago.
to
And I'm
everybody as well,
sympathetic to
honey.
that, and I get
just to
that.
get just
But
to get reactions, and
but
after that
don't.
I started getting phone calls. Now
Yeah,
granted, it wasn't anything serious other than, of course what they were saying was serious,
right,
but nobody could
right.
tell who
But
they were
Lynn,
coming from.
Yeah,
and
The
this is
police
right.
what
weren't going
gets,
to do
this
anything.
is one thing that gets me about you and the boys, being Pat, Don, and all them. I have made it very clear. I actually do not like 33. I do not like him. He went over and gaslit Tina over my embassy call and got her to play it over and over and over again.
Oh,
So
I
I
don't.
don't
And
like the guy.
yeah, don't ever misconstrue that 33 and I are best friends or even friends. I mean, he
No.
was in Arizona. I said to him, Lynn, look, you're in Arizona, you're up in Scottsdale, I'm in Tucson. How about I drive up and we sit down and have a cup of coffee and we talk this over? Let's settle it face to face. It's so much easier to settle stuff
Yeah.
face to face sometimes, you know? And we had the ability to do that. And he refused to do that. And that was fine. So from that point on, I didn't think we were ever going to
Amicable
reach.
ground.
Right. But we have. And it's only because I don't come out and accuse him of things. I don't come out and attack him. I have no use for that. You know what I mean? Because that's not who I am. So I wasn't going on to feed after feed after feed after feed, you know, oh, look what 33 did to me. Oh, look, 33 refused to have coffee with me. I went, okay, okay, that's all right. You know, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. You know what? Because there does come a point of maturity when you don't have to go running around Periscope tattling to everybody that has a platform. And I'm not saying you did that, Lynn, but I'm just saying you don't have to do that. I'm very sorry that he attacked you. I'm sorry that
Oh,
he attacked your
yeah, I am
family.
too.
And if I could change that for you, I would, but I cannot change that for you.
But what
It's
you
not my
can do
responsibility.
is unite and stop another person doing this to a lot of people.
Right. I'm not going to attack him because of that. I have no association with him. Sometimes I go in alive and he's been in there and sometimes he makes me laugh. You know, sometimes he breaks my heart when he talks about his
Mm,
family and his
right.
life experiences. And you know, I mean just like many people, right, Mandy? I mean, you can
Yeah,
tell me your life. You talk about your family life as a child and the multiracial, you know, stuff that you guys went through as kids
yeah,
and different things
yeah.
and each of the individuals in your family and everything. And I'm like, wow, this is so cool because I'm learning so much from Mandy about New Zealand that I did not know. And so it's like, yeah. So
Kia ora, darling.
you know what I mean? It's like I never felt like here is McKenna today saying that you're kissing my ass for a damn thing. I was like, what? You know,
Isn't
long
dumb, you
before,
know what the dumbest thing is about that? Well, she was in Tina's. She went to play the audio. I'd
yeah,
already played it online.
right. Right, but here I know, Mandy. But here's the thing: we had a relationship month ago
Yeah,
when I was coming in your feeds because you were showing different things
yeah,
and about New Zealand, and
yeah,
I got in trouble many years ago, and I won't say who it was, but I got in trouble with one of someone on here because I said I wish every American knew as much as Mandy does about our Constitution and our country, because we would not be having a problem getting Trump into office if they did. And I think that was before your surgery that I had made that comment in
sure.
some group chat, or not a group, not a messenger chat because I wasn't, but I mean in some
About two
forum,
years ago, because it's
you know.
been almost
Um,
2 years since my
right.
surgery.
And I said, I can't help it. I admire her for knowing so much about our government when I know so little about hers. I don't even,
But
I could, if you gave me a map and you said, where's New
mhm,
Zealand? I couldn't even find it. I mean, I wouldn't even
most
know.
people
I
don't
don't
know
even,
where we are in the world. So
well, I
we're on
do.
the lower east coast of Australia. So we're in the South
Yeah.
Pacific above Antarctica.
Right. No,
Um,
I do
and
know.
but
I do
honey,
know there is a
thing
New
is, if
Zealand, but where
we
is it
don't,
on the map? What would I know?
people
I
say
really
follow the paper trail, right? Follow the money.
I
Follow
am
the
still.
money.
Yes,
Where's it
I
taken all
am.
you people? Has it taken you out of America yet? Because it should have.
I
Follow the
am
money
really,
trail.
believe
Money
me, I
trail
am
leads to New Zealand.
geologically challenged.
Yeah.
I am. I
Oh,
mean,
look,
I can't.
it's all right, honey.
Geography
I won't,
challenged.
I won't
I
hold it
can't.
against you this year, but if you don't know it by next year, I'll hold it against you, okay? Oh,
Right. I
22
know.
died.
22.
Oh,
Oh, earlier it was 19. That's a terrible thing. That is a terrible thing, you know, because it doesn't yeah, I saw the footage. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad.
no good.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the other thing, you know. I got low today and I turned around and said something about the tornadoes and Tina. And you know why? That's my bitch back at her saying I should have died in the volcano here.
Right. Right. But you don't
So
want to wish
it's
ill
going to
will
be
on
a tit
people,
for tat game.
right? I mean, I wondered if she was okay when I heard it was in Nashville. And, I mean, they said suburbs of Nashville or whatever, and somebody had said that's where she lived. And I thought, oh my God,
And
I
she
hope
was in
she's
the
okay.
mansion.
And what's sad to me, I mean, and I don't mean this in any negative way, but what's sad to me is yesterday she spent her entire day doing this. See, this is not what's important. Believe me, people, this is so unimportant. And when your life has been threatened and everything has to turn around on you, and when you have to leave your home and you have to go find a new home and you have to go into hiding and you have to contact police every day, or you have to see that, all of these things are done, this is ridiculous. I mean, think about it. When somebody comes to your door to check on your children because somebody got mad at you over words, then why aren't we all being more constructive with our words? We all have educations of some kind, and you all had a mom and a dad or an uncle or a cousin or a grandma. Somebody raised you. And I have to believe, as well and as much etiquette as a lot of these people have, that you were raised better. You know what is going to trigger people, and that's exactly what you do. You knew it would hurt my feelings to say the things you have about Joseph Smith. You know I will defend my religion, that we're not a cult, and that we don't marry off 12-year-old children, and we don't have sister wives because my church does not have that. But you continue to say those things, just like we continue to say you make wind chimes, or you know what I mean? So it's like, when one person stops, that's why I've had to leave, because I don't like it. I don't like what I'm seeing among you people. It's sad. Each of you is responsible for your words. And if your words are hurting somebody, if your words are breaking somebody's heart, I mean, I have heard things, and 33, I'm talking to you as well. You know that. But if your words, uh, if see, what happens in the end? What happens in the end? What
What
does
happens in
happen?
the end is
I
this
mean,
is
I
the
know.
bullshit we're leaving behind for our grandchildren, and they're going to be
No
responsible to fix
kidding.
this fuck up.
Mandy, these videos are all going to still be here.
Yep.
And I don't want my grandchildren to happen to stumble upon a YouTube video about me. I mean, every word I use, I try to choose very carefully because I know that that is a greater possibility. And I have preached this for a long time. Is this the legacy you're going to leave behind for your children, for your grandchildren, your great grandchildren? Because this stuff is all going to be, and there's going to be some little shit in sixth grade that's going to find this YouTube video that you've done about somebody, and they're going to take it and they're going to show your great grandchild or your grandchild, and they're going to say, look what your grandma said, look what your granddad did. There's going to be some damn little kid over there that's going to find this stuff and use it. And why are you setting your children up for that kind of legacy? Why aren't you saying, when that kid finds something, that he goes, wow, look at this video your granddad did. Look at how much he loves this country. Look at the music he can make. Look at these things he can do. I am so impressed. I want to be your best friend now. Because
Mm.
that's the way kids relate to one another. And you people, I mean, really? I mean, and I'm just saying this, I would be so ashamed, Tina Piazza, if my daughter actually was going into pre-med and this is the way you act. And someone in her pre-med class, believe me, because those kids are close, somebody in her pre-med class finds you on
Actually, I'll tell you what, if any of
it's
these
bad.
videos get out and get put in front of her principal, she
Right.
won't get any in pre-med because of her mum.
Well, I'm telling you, it would be very sad. I mean, all of you know that, and you do too, Tina. If your daughter, if one of her friends catches this, and they use it. And you know what? There's always, I say there's always one kid. There's always one kid that's not quite as smart as the other kids, but they're smarter at what to do. And it only is going to take that kid that's not quite as smart, that wasn't the straight A student or wasn't the B student, that maybe they're just the average kid, the average D or C, and they got accepted into pre med too. And that kid catches you on here and he goes, "Huh, that's so and so's mom. Look here, look what I got." And that destroys her. That not only destroys her, but that destroys her confidence. That
Her career.
destroys her yeah, whatever grants, whatever she's gotten. It
Yep.
can destroy her. Is that your legacy, Tina? Really, is it? Is that the legacy you're setting up for your own child? Hmm? I mean, the things you have said, the things you have said about people, the language and the words and the wording and the attacks and I mean, this is not noble production here, okay? I mean, and it's not comedy. Do
Well,
you
I've got a
tell her?
question.
I mean, seriously. I
I've got,
mean,
I've got a serious
seriously.
question. If you
You,
guys go to war,
yeah,
right? If
yeah,
you guys go to another war and
yeah,
New Zealand's called up as your allies,
right.
does it not then make it my business?
Sure. Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no, Mandy. I think what America does. Every country looks at, right?
Yes, we do.
I
And
mean,
we've backed you in
absolutely.
World War
Yeah,
Two. We backed you
yeah.
guys in the
No.
Vietnam War where
Right.
my
No.
uncle
No.
served.
No. 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 What America does affects every country. Believe it or
I
not,
know it
people.
does.
And every country has an opinion of us. And I mean, there's another young man that's from Australia. Hey,
Correct.
Laura. Hey. There's another young man from Australia. I saw somebody from South Africa.
Yep.
There's a lot of English Brits. I think. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There are a lot of people because this is an international app, so they're able to get on here
By
if
the
they have
way,
to.
made by immigrants.
Right, made by immigrants. Um, but I mean, I mean, that's even more. The racist terminology used today by you, Tina. See, you got to remember, you got bigger stakes going on here than just what you're saying when you get on here and feel like you can just call people the N word, or you can call them the WB word, you can call them beaners, or you can call them whatever you want. You see, your daughter, if she has been, in fact, accepted to pre-med, huh? Uh-huh. Some kid. There's going to be some kid just sitting there. It may not be this first year. It may not be her freshman year. It may be her sophomore year. They get a hold of this and they're just not quite as smart. And they just need that little bit of a push in those numbers. And they will use it against her. And I hope you're very proud that day when she has to call you and say, "Mom, why did you do this? You have destroyed me. I am so embarrassed." Because you know what? I'm going to tell you, there's not a kid out there that's getting a formal education that would not be embarrassed over what you're saying. I mean, it just that happens, and I just, you know, it's like it's one of the reasons I stopped dancing in the street was because I didn't want to embarrass my kids in school. No, I'm just kidding, but it's like
Well, I don't mind
I
going out
stopped
and
going to
dancing
bars
in
and
the rain
dancing
at the
on pool
moment.
tables after I had kids. Just kidding. But you know what I'm saying. I mean,
So
you have to rein it in at some point. You
we're in
know?
such a detrimental time in the world right now that every
Oh my
nation is
gosh.
affected. Now, this is the bit that gets me, and I heard
Mm,
somebody speaking the other day online.
right.
It was a
Right.
news outlet.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a news outlet as in such, but it was one of
Mm,
the big ones that we all listen to. And they turned around and said, "Oh, somebody only has to make a rhetorical friggin' statement like what
right.
Tina done, and CNN gets a hold of that and they run with the narrative. Tina, you put Trump in the middle of your bullshit.
Right.
CNN's not going to care what the bullshit was about. The
Right.
fact that it's Trump's name that
Right.
was used is what will hit the airwaves.
Right.
And that's concerning, that you will put Trump in the middle of your garbage.
Right.
I have more respect for President Trump than you do.
Right. 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 And you know, and then you okay, let's and then I'm going to show this thing from Lori first. Then you got the situation. Remember how the Turners were attacking Cropper, and you know Cropper and I, we can't even
Yep.
come to terms. We cannot come to terms. But remember how they were attacking him and saying he was wearing diapers? And I mean, what did that? What does that say to your children? And then on the other hand, when I look at my other hand, right? When I look at my other hand, I hear them talking about people speaking about their children or about themselves or how rude people.
Yeah, they wouldn't, Matt.
I mean, where do those two do you see the parallels here?
Yep.
Do you see how it all comes and it just kind of joins at the top and it becomes a circle because it keeps going around and around. And like Lynn said, see things from 3 years ago, you know, this person was saying this and this person was doing that and they were showing this and they were showing that, you know, and that stuff was all going on and they've got this big battle going. Sooner or later, somebody has to say, okay, let's just stop because this is not, and let me say that again. Okay, that's why I'm walking away. Yeah, I'm terrorized along with that. I know somebody's after me, but this is not. I mean, I hope that if my grandchildren see this, they go, "Wow, I love my grandma so much." And my grandson, the oldest one, he was always teasing me and going through my picture albums, going, "Grandma, Grandma, where's your pictures from you when you were a hippie?" I said, which pictures of which hippie? Come on, Grandma, I know you got them. I said, no. You know what? One thing I learned at a very young age is never hold evidence. Just like, never hold the evidence of anything. And we laugh about it. He's still like, one of these days, Grandma, I'm going to find those pictures. I said, they don't exist anymore. You know, it's like you don't keep the evidence. You just don't hold on to that stuff. But is this is here.
Yep.
There's going to be somebody. And I guarantee you, we all know, we know how competitive pre med is. We know how
Well,
competitive it is.
anything to do with college is competitive,
Yes,
and
especially when they
only
get
the
to the point.
so many will walk into a career out of it because the
Right.
jobs are just not there.
Right, especially when you think about this, when she graduates this 4 years and she's going in and she's gonna be, you know, she's doing these 2 years of internship or whatever, she might
Yep.
want to go to, let's say, Mount Sinai Hospital or whatever, I don't even know. I'm making this up as I go. But she might wanna go to this John Hopkins. Let's say she wants to go to John Hopkins, and she wants to, work in the lab. She wants to, you know, be in touch with cancer and what are we doing? She wants to do that, but guess what? Little Johnny over here that's not quite as smart, he wants to do that too. And guess what? He may be empowered to the point of, I can do this, and I can find something on her, and I can destroy her, and I can move into that position. And if you people don't think that happens with kids in college, it does.
It does.
They will destroy one another for
Yep.
that position. And you know, it's a sad sad world, but that's what it's going to be.
So,
Um, Especially
after
it is
the
so competitive.
after the audio that Tina and James left on James' phone threatening me with my medical team, I would never trust anyone that's associated medically towards Tina. So if her daughter was in front of me, I wouldn't have her daughter treat me at all.
Well, But she made those threats. She made
Yep,
that threat at Kathy Bailey today, which I find
yep,
very sad. She said that she would kick her in the teeth
yep.
before she treated her and then treat her for it. No, I hope not. I hope that's not the kind of child you raised. I hope that's not the kind of child you raised that would kick somebody in the teeth
Yep, yep.
before they help
Treated
them.
her. Well,
Before they,
that's what I mean. And she's destroying her daughter's career before her daughter's career is even kicked
yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah. And yes, you know what? Karen Misher and his children are in danger because someone said they were going to hire somebody on Craigslist to follow her oldest son at school. They also made threats against her two younger children as well. And if you all want to laugh about that, laugh it up because it's very funny, isn't it? But my grandchildren are all in danger. My I'm in danger. We got you people really, you sit there, and I think that's when Cropper got mad at me because I said, you sit there and you're laughing about this stuff and you think it's funny. Wait, let's turn it around. Let's turn it around and see how it works for you. Let's see when all your information and everything is put out and where the kids live and where you live and all of this doxing is done, then let's see how funny it is then. You're right, Laura. It wasn't funny. It was not funny. I, and Laura will tell you this, I was terrified. Jen will tell you, I was terrified. I didn't know what to do. I really did not. I was almost to the point of just getting my dogs and getting in the car and just driving to get away because I was so afraid. I mean, does anybody, Amanda, you get that because you want your grandchildren there to visit you for a weekend or even just come
Oh,
over on Wednesday night for a
no,
movie
if they
and
came here,
popcorn.
they'd be here for a month.
Right. Oh, right. And
Because I'm
and
up on North Island, they're
yeah,
back down south, back down home. So they'd be here for a month.
right. I gotcha. Okay. But I mean, I couldn't even have mine over for a movie and popcorn because I knew I couldn't protect them anymore. I mean, I knew I couldn't because of everything that's been done. And see, you're all sitting
See,
back going, she keeps whining about this. No, no, this is a fact of life. This is a fact that you brought into my life.
yep.
And don't say it's because you did this or that or the other. It doesn't matter. See,
See,
it wouldn't
Tina and them
matter.
go, people say I'm not in no danger because I live in a different country.
Oh,
Hang
hello.
on.
Yeah.
First of all, New Zealand's a small country. It's
Mm-hmm.
made up less than the size of Colorado.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Um, we have a huge Islamic issue here. This is
Mm-hmm.
multimedia and open platform. You've
Mm-hmm.
doxed out my address. Your so-called enemy / your buddy, James Stacoviak, has intel
Right.
people over here. You
Right.
tell me where I'm not at risk when you've
I
put
was
my
very,
address out.
but Mandy, I was concerned when the call was made to your embassy.
Hmm.
I mean, I was like, this is what a 13-year-old kid does. You know what I mean?
And
A
they would know
13 year
it's
old
a
kid
prank call
a
from a
13-year-old
13-year-old.
kid makes a crank call. An adult makes a life-changing call. And
Exactly.
to say that Trump, oh, don't worry, Trump will handle this. He'll make her a terrorist. He'll put her on the no-fly list. He'll handle it. Are you kidding me?
The only
Trump,
terrorist is you, Tina.
I mean, Trump doesn't get involved in this stuff,
No.
first of all. But hopefully, and I sat there thinking, oh my God, does this woman on the other end of the phone, does she realize that there's something wrong with this phone call? I mean, that this person isn't
Well, I know the
isn't
lady who
together
took the
right here,
call.
right now. That this
The
is
lady
not.
that took the call was a New Zealander in the New Zealand embassy in
Yeah,
Washington, D.C.
right,
While Tina was sitting there talking about being a socialist nation, do they arrest her?
right.
Something about silly New Zealand or something or rather. Tina's laughing. The lady's not finding it impressive at all.
No, she did not. Uh-uh.
No.
Mm-mm.
You're running
No.
down this lady's country because you've got a bitter, twisted mind set on me. Get over it.
I thought it was stunning when she said kiwi, and the silence was deafening.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That woman was doing all at that moment she could to not speak. You could tell
Respond.
she was.
Yep.
Yeah, to not respond to her after she said, well, I don't
Yep.
want to run into another kiwi or whatever she said. And I'm like, is that, are we, oh, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It was, it was just deafening. You knew she was
Well,
just
she's
trying to
meant to
keep
be
her
ringing
composure
my
at that point.
embassy again today. I know James has rung the embassy because of all of her and him and their shit. She's rung the embassy. Apparently, a few others apparently have, because she's incited every fucker to ring my embassy. Guess what? What you're actually doing, you dumb twat, is actually inciting a legal case to be held,
Wow.
which means I will be brought into America for it, since it obtained around me. And I will have first class luxury accommodation at the embassy.
Right.
Thank
Right. Right. Did y'all not see Mean Girls? What's that other one? That other one with the little blonde in pink all
Oh,
the time carries the little dog. Do you people not watch these movies? Because you know what? These are all based on sort of real life stories and
yeah.
how vengeful and mean college students are to one another. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, I gotta show this thing from Lori. I guess this is Karen, do you want to come up, or Lori? I don't know. I guess this is to prove that. Let me see. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is to prove. Oh shoot. Yeah, see, you got the light again. That's all right. Um, I guess this is from Tina DeLorean. You can see the date there. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, this is a receipt. This is a receipt showing that Tina contacted Lori. Right? Is that what I'm okay?
Yeah, Laurie,
Yeah.
I
Right.
am
And that
beyond
it wasn't Lori contacting Tina.
Tina.
Right. Okay.
And
All
same with me. I'll
right.
prove the receipt where she
Right.
waved me.
Right. 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 That she lied today. Right, saying that Tina had contacted Lori, and we don't have to hate one another. I mean, I really like that one little meme that's out there walking. When in reality, we're all walking hand in hand because we're all going someplace else from here. And if you don't believe in my God, that's fine. You know, if you don't believe in God, period, fine. You know, but yeah, yeah, it was a lie. It was a lie. And we're gonna hold on and we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for because I mean, I could speak to Marty again and I could ask her to come out and clear us, to clear Karen and I, because Marty knows that neither of us made those calls. Marty knows that. But we don't need
Yep.
to do that because we're telling the truth.
Marty sent me a message that she called.
She did a live yesterday. She
Yeah.
called.
Well, she
Yeah.
told me she was going to go live. But
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Shoot. What were you just talking about before this? Oh,
God.
the
My
receipts, the Tina
embassy.
contacting.
Oh,
Tina
Yeah.
yeah.
and I'm just going to
Yeah.
say this because I just wanted to add to that contacting. Tina
Yeah.
called my home phone number. How
Really?
she got that, I don't know. Called my home phone number, I don't know, in the summer. And I didn't even know who she was. And I was like, how did she get my home phone number? And I was like, well, I'm on my
Right.
way out. So I didn't have any dialogue with her
Right.
at all. But I
Right.
was kind of concerned that she had my home phone number. Now, it's not
Right.
an unlisted number, but for somebody to go to those
Right.
lengths to get my home phone number,
She must have gotten
you
it
know.
from someone. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
you know, she
I
called
never
me.
gave my home phone number out. It's always been my cell
Right.
phone. So
Right.
it had to
Yeah.
have been dug for. But since
Hmm.
I've been doxxed, and I know that I've been doxxed on more than one
Right.
occasion, I'm sure it was
Right.
passed around. So that's it. I
Right.
just wanted to say that the contact by Tina is real.
Hmm.
I have no proof of it. I mean, I could probably go through my
Right.
phone from 600 years ago and find out where it was, but
Right.
why?
And the thing is, what people don't understand. Well, we used to do it when I worked in law enforcement.
Hmm.
If we were in a case and we were trying to get phone numbers coming in or out, I mean, you had to go back then, you had to go to Ma Bell, to get the
Right.
information off of a
Right.
landline. But
And I just
with
wanted to
cell
say one
phones,
other
it's
thing about
much
the
easier.
CPS calls. Every call that goes into a police department or one of these
Mhm.
federal agencies,
Right, right.
they're taped.
Yes, they are.
So
Yes, they are.
that's why when people were saying that, it was you that called my police, I'm like, no, it wasn't.
Mm-mm.
You may have
Yeah,
called
Well, and
somewhere
it's
mine
else
was
that
also
you
on
on
told
your
me,
phone.
but it wasn't you
Yeah,
that called my son. It
yeah,
was
yeah,
Patricia
non
Horton.
calls are
yeah.
recorded.
And the
Yeah.
yes, because the same thing. I mean, that's what I found out, and that's when I went to the attorney general because
Right.
it was like the person who called, that call was recorded,
Right.
and I wasn't getting cooperation from Adult Protective Services in trying to find out because they said they couldn't, and I said, well, I think the attorney general can because you're both a
Right.
state agency, and I want to
Yep.
know who the hell was calling and what they were telling you. And he said, well, ma'am, I told you everything they said. He goes, do I need to go
Yeah.
back down the list? I'm like, yeah,
And
I got the
this,
list. I got it. I know what they said, but I
yeah.
want to know who was calling,
Right. And
because
this is
I
my
was,
question. Why has any of this been taken off the box? I haven't called a soul. I mean, except for that one time when my son and my life, we were told that we needed to be 6 feet under the ground. That
right,
was my first encounter with anything. And I even had the police come and listen to that video
yeah,
and let them make the determination as to what I needed to do and tell me if it was a threat or not. I didn't, and they came and listened
yeah.
and said, yes, and you could do three things, A,
But
B,
I
C, or
think it
D.
started with the calls on Gina, the
Right.
CPS calls on Gina. And
Right.
maybe those were real, maybe they were fake. I mean, maybe those people were concerned and
Right.
about her children. But
Hmm.
there's one thing I can tell you in the past few months of being associated with Gina and talking to her
No, I talked to
occasionally.
Gina too. She's not the person that she was made out to
Well,
be
the one
at
thing
all.
she is a good mom. She is a
Exactly.
good
And
mom.
she loves those babies
And
100%.
because, I mean, if she wasn't a good mom, she'd be saying, oh, shut up, go sit in the corner or wait until I'm off the phone. You don't hear that from her. You know what
No.
she says? Oh, I got to go. I
Yep.
got to go.
Or,
And
hi, baby,
she,
what do you need? Hey, baby cakes, hold on.
yeah,
She
yeah,
talks very lovingly and very
yeah,
humble
yeah,
and sweet to
yeah.
those babies. And
Yeah, and I don't hear no kids flying around there and
no,
getting beat up and stuff when I'm on the phone with her. And sometimes we've
nope.
talked for a long time. I mean,
Who,
a long
who
Uh
time,
was
huh.
the one
like
that said
30
the
minutes.
hateful things to Gina about her baby she lost?
No,
What's
and
that?
Who,
see,
who was
that was
the one
just,
that said the hateful things about Gina's baby she lost?
Yeah, I know.
Who,
I,
who
I
was
don't even
that?
want to talk about it because she's not here to talk about it. I
I
don't
know, but
really
I'm
want to talk
asking
about it.
who was it?
yeah, it was cruel. It was cruel.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
And
was just
I
who,
was
cruel.
who,
led to
who
believe
did it?
that, well, who do you think? But
Oh,
that's
okay.
neither
Well,
here nor
that
there.
explains why she went after James Kawasaki when they were pregnant.
Yeah,
It wasn't Tina
Oh, okay.
that initiated that. But the thing is this, we were all made to believe that she had an abortion. And it was a
right.
perfectly logical story. And why wouldn't I believe it from the person that told it to me? I had no reason to think that the person that's telling me this would lie
Well, and
about it.
do you remember the live of Gina when she was, and I hate talking about her right here, but let me mention this. When she
Yeah.
was on the phone in like the garage and her husband came in when Taylor came in and they were arguing, I was led to believe that that was when she lost the baby. Oh, in that fight,
Yes,
in
that's
that
that's
fight,
what I was told and led to believe.
right?
I
Right.
know exactly the call you're talking about, and I've
Yeah.
talked to Gina about this.
Yeah.
I've had many conversations with Gina,
Mhm.
and we've talked about a lot of things that
Right.
we were told about each other.
Right.
And you know
Yeah.
what? Gina is not the monster that people make her out to
Mhm.
be. And you know what? She can be a toughie and she'll tear your heart out, but she will also give you the shirt off her back and the last
Mhm.
piece of
Mhm.
food in her house if she thought it would save your life.
Mhm. And that was nothing was further from the truth than that. There was nobody hitting anybody in that
No,
video. There was a
nope.
lot of yelling. A
Yeah,
lot of
but
yelling.
well, you know what? If
Okay.
you're married and
Yeah.
if you're married and you say you never yelled at your husband or you
Yeah.
got in an argument, then
Yeah.
you're a liar.
Right. Right.
I mean, I love my husband to death, but has he ever raised a hand at me? No.
Yeah.
My husband doesn't even yell. I mean, you guys have heard him yell more when I've been on this app than ever in the entire 30 years we've been married.
And I'm going to tell you,
You know.
here's one of the things I'm going to tell you all right now, and you can say, oh, you're so awful. But I'm going to tell you right now, alcohol and marriage don't mix,
Nope, they don't.
because alcohol will make you 10 feet tall,
Mhm.
and you're only 10 inches tall when you start yelling at your spouse and calling them
Yep.
names. I can
Well, it's
tell
not called
you,
for.
I can tell you from fact, every name any man ever called me, I
Mhm.
remember it. It is marked
Yep.
in time. And
Well, we talked
yeah,
about this once before, I
yeah,
think, Pam, when
yeah,
we had a conversation about some
yeah,
things.
yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
No, no,
But
we're not. I'm just trying to clear that up,
yeah, no.
and yeah,
I just really wanted to come on and say that I was contacted at my home phone number by Tina and was very unaware of it because I had never had any communication with her. So it was kind of like when she was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Who?" I didn't know who it was,
yeah.
like, because we almost never use our
Right.
home phone.
And see,
So
I answer my phone. I answer all my private numbers or whatever because
yeah,
of my
well, because my
business.
mother will still call, or my
Yeah,
uncle, or my cousins,
yeah,
whoever, somebody in my family who
yeah.
has my home phone. So
Right,
when it rang, I was kind of like, well,
right,
I'm just going to answer it because,
right.
you know,
And I
but I,
answered Tina. I was actually on the phone and had just hung up when the phone rang back, and it was a private number. And I thought, okay, weird. Not
mhm,
weird because I get a lot of phone calls every day from
right,
people.
right,
And sometimes people are at work and they don't want you to have their business number. That's fine. I don't care.
right,
You know,
mhm,
but I mean, I answered the call, and you know what? I'll tell you something else. A lot of times when police or fire department call you, well, they
mhm,
used to. I don't think now they do, but maybe they still do. It comes in as a now I think they've got them on a rotor system where it will say, Tucson Police Department, and
yeah.
but it's still it identifies that private number, so you're not
Yes.
calling them on the phone.
Yeah.
Um,
Mine will show up as their phone number. It just doesn't show who it is. It just shows the phone number.
Okay. Okay. Well,
It
ours
doesn't
don't
say,
anymore. Ours used to, but
yeah,
then a lot of times it was a blocked number. So
yeah,
I'm just one of those people that I answered the call, right?
yeah,
And I was so shocked. It was Tina. And she's like
yeah.
yelling at me. And I mean, she was literally screaming at me. And I'm like, what the hell? Why are
I
you
know.
calling me?
I
And I
know.
was like,
Well,
and
she
see,
wasn't yelling. I just said I gotta go, and I didn't give her a
I
chance
know.
to tell me what she
And
wanted to talk
and I
about.
kept saying to her, "Who is this? Who is this?" See, I
Yeah,
said, "Who is this? Who is this?" And you said this about me, and I said, "Who is this?"
yeah.
And she goes, "You know who it is, and you know what you said about me." I said, "Who is this?"
Mhm.
you know. And then I
Yep.
just hung up, and then she kept calling back and kept calling back and kept calling back, and I thought, "Oh, Missy, that is not
Yeah.
smart. That isn't smart to keep harassing people." And then again, she called what a 46 weeks ago again, and this time left a message on my phone
Oh.
on a live feed. I'm like, are you kidding me? And who's
Well,
stalking who? Who's harassing who?
I
I
know.
don't call. I don't
Well,
call
she
you.
accused me
I
of
don't
being on the
care
phone
what
with
you're doing.
NJ's brother. Remember when I was rescoping their scope from my live feed, and Matt was laughing in the background.
Oh,
And
oh,
she
oh,
thought
oh,
that
oh.
I was on the phone
Yeah,
with the brother, and
yeah.
I was like, no, you moron, I was rescoping your scope. I was on a live feed
I
on my
know.
phone,
I
and it
know.
was Matt up in the beam
Yeah,
laughing
yeah. I
because she
know.
had the whole story wrong about everything,
Yeah.
and I was just like, oh Lord.
And you had her brother on the phone with you. I'm
Yeah,
like, are you kidding
I
me?
have never had a conversation except for last night in a private message with Marty when she said, I'm
Yeah,
the one who called CPS.
yeah. But
Prior
see,
to that, I've
Judy,
never had a conversation.
here's my problem. First of all,
Hmm.
why do they care? But secondly,
Right.
why don't they believe us because we're telling the truth? We didn't
I
make the
don't
call.
know.
I
Truth
mean,
is
That's
hard.
why I said, if they
is
would
it
like to
because
come and
they
take my phone,
lie so
I don't know.
badly that they can't believe other people are telling the truth?
Well, that's
I
why I
mean,
was so staunchly fighting today. She was like, Materna said she was going to do it. I said, it doesn't matter if she said it. I can tell you that Matt said I was Miss America. Just because he said it doesn't make it true.
right.
And
Yeah, but
I
so,
you
mean,
are Miss America of Perry Street.
What?
You are Miss America or Perry Street.
Oh, in the
The
Paris.
thing
Well,
is,
yeah.
a lot of people say things out of anger, but
Right.
I never took it. And there's so much more to that because you
And
can
she was
hear her
so
cutting
angry at
it.
that point when she was in that live feed and
Mhm.
she was yelling. She was angry because she was again being accused of these
Right,
insane things. And
right,
so when she said it, like she's mad right now. Just like
right,
when those
right.
people said that the things that they would do to me. And another person in the comments said,
Mhm.
just because he said it doesn't mean he's going to do it. And they were like,
Right.
oh,
Yeah. There
come
was a
on,
lot
Judy.
to
And I'm like,
that.
yes.
There was a lot to what I said, which was
Hmm.
that the police were going to make this decision. And I
Hmm.
said, the sad thing is, she could very easily lose that child now because
Right.
she drags him out in the street. She does, and you can see it clearly. Hello, you don't
Well,
have
I
to
have the
be a
video.
genius.
I have the
I'd
whole
love to
thing.
see it.
We all do.
So,
We
I
all
I
would
mean,
do.
like to.
mine loops. It like it's at the end. It's
Yeah,
they're screaming and then it goes through and comes back to the screaming
yeah,
again. But
yeah.
I have it. And that's why I said if she'd like, I can certainly play it. I don't want to. I don't
No,
think it needs to be, replayed over and over again. But,
it's an
you know,
embarrassment.
well, besides that, it's clearly, come, come. You come
Yeah,
on, come on, come on. She was inviting. And
right.
clearly, I don't think the car was driven up to their house. They were at the road.
No, they were out in the street, in the middle
Right,
of the freaking
right.
street, and that's
So,
why. And the neighbors are calling, and the police are telling them the neighbors called, and the police are
right.
telling them. And I mean, I would be, I don't know, I would be so embarrassed if my neighbors had to call on me.
Hmm.
I would just be like crawling in. I'd
Yeah.
be over baking them a chocolate cake. I'd be
Me
taking
too.
it over. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I
Yeah,
promise you, we're not going to let this get out of hand again. We don't like each other. We're going to go. You know what I mean?
right.
And then all the comments. I think that's what kills me, Judy.
Hmm.
The people, the
Well, I
people
went in.
commenting, the
I went in because
people
they were like, this
commenting.
is all Judy DeFrance's fault. How is it my
Oh,
fault that your sister went and did this?
yeah,
I'm in New York, you
yeah,
know? I
crazy.
just, it's just,
Yeah,
so I went in there and said, you make sure to give
yeah,
Roder my phone number. If he would like to speak to me, you can have Roder
yeah.
call me.
Really,
And I got blocked.
really, that's
So,
hilarious. Yeah,
and I
no.
still haven't, I will not call him. He can call me,
I
you
wasn't
know?
in the middle of the street. I'm going to tell you right now, there
Hmm.
was one incident with my son when he was 3 years old out on his bike, and I went out to the street to confront the driver of the car who almost
Uh-huh.
hit him.
Right.
But I mean, other than that, I have never. I mean, that woman just. I was like
Well,
seeing red, but it was my baby. You know
right.
what I mean? But
Hmm.
the thing is, I've never gone out and had a brawl in the middle of the street.
I almost
It's
did,
real.
but
I've
I was
never,
fighting for my police department.
I've never had a brawl at my house. I mean,
Yeah,
nobody's
me either.
ever
No,
had
I
to
haven't had
call
a
the
brawl in my
police
house.
on me. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, and it's like I've never had a fight in my house. I mean,
No,
I've never had the police to my house. I mean, or a neighbor. I just
me
see.
either.
I guess that's my problem because I can't relate to this stuff. I really
Nope.
can't. I can't relate, and
Are you
maybe
talking?
because I have a temper. Oh, I have a temper, but I
Hmm.
just can't relate to getting out in the middle of the street trying to fight with somebody. I just can't.
No.
Are you?
Only that
And
one
beating on their
time.
car, beating on their
Only
car.
that
I
one
mean, I
time when I was on the side of the street fighting for the police department. When that guy knocked my
just.
phone out of my hand.
Can I
Oh
ask a
yeah, that
question?
was there was Judy's best moment. Yeah, when he knocked your
Yeah.
phone out of her hand. Yeah, that was
Can I
Yeah.
Judy's
ask a
best moment.
question,
Sure.
Yes,
please?
ma'am.
That was
Yeah.
all I called. I just called for a clarification. Are y'all talking about the scope where the people were driving by and everybody was screaming?
Everybody was screaming.
I don't know.
I
Not,
mean, you were talking
The
about
most
the video.
recent one?
Yeah.
hang on,
Yeah.
not Kathy's scope where Kathy got out of the car.
No,
Oh, I thought you were.
no. We're not talking about Barker. No.
Yeah,
Oh
you're
no, we're not
talking
talking
about
about
the
the
other
Barker.
people, and you were saying that that one film was enough to get the children removed. I
What?
can't.
I didn't say that.
Okay, that's why
No,
That's why I
no.
wanted to clarify.
I
I
just
thought y'all were
no.
talking about the
I am not
no
speaking of the
Pam. I
children.
thought
No,
Pam said that video where everybody was brawling and the police were called would be enough to get the children removed. And
I
I
didn't hear her say that. Did she
okay.
say that? I didn't. I didn't hear it. But I was it just now or like 15 minutes ago?
Yeah,
Because I
yeah,
can't.
that's why I came up to try to clarify because I just wanted to make sure you're talking
Yeah.
about that video I saw because I don't think that one video would be enough to remove. It might get an investigation, but not
Right.
remove from
That's what
that.
she did imply.
And,
That
and you know
it's
No,
what?
enough
and
for
what I
them to
said was,
investigate further.
I wouldn't wish that
what
on
I
anyone.
said was, you might lose your child over something like that kind
Oh,
of domestic violence kind of incident, where you're not engaging,
Well, you wouldn't in this
and
state.
trying to.
That one incident would not cause you to lose your children in this state.
Right. Oh, in your state.
No,
Okay.
no. Not that one incident. Now
Right.
investigating maybe, but not that one incident.
well,
So
I
that
don't know what happens in New York anymore because our governor's an asshole, and you can rape somebody and not be held
Mandy, I'm
on
going to have to
bail.
drop
So
you, honey.
right,
Okay.
right.
I'm going to drop you.
And in
Hold on.
Canada,
I'll
you get
drop.
your children taken
Oh,
away
okay.
if you
Yeah.
don't let them be transsexual. So there's all sorts of stuff.
Well, there's a lot of states and a lot of different laws, but I'm just telling you that it would be concerning, I
But I just
believe,
uh-huh.
to the police and to child protective services, you know, and that.
Well, I would hope
But
y'all wouldn't try
Okay,
to help
listen.
facilitate that because
Nobody
that's
is trying,
bad.
listen, nobody is trying to
no
remove
one said
anyone's
that, Lynn.
children. But
Lynn,
Lynn, let me say
nobody.
something
We
to
didn't
you.
make the
And
calls
listen,
to
I can't
CPS.
hear
Pam,
both of you.
let me speak. Lynn, see, this is where it gets all because, see, you don't know. I know, even in your state, CPS wrongfully removes children. So, over an incident where you put yourself in the middle of the street with law enforcement and children involved, you better not take that chance. So don't sit here and say they don't wrongfully remove children in your
Karen, I
state
didn't say
because
that,
they
but
do.
you
You
really
said they
enjoy
would
being.
not be
I did
removed
not
over
say
that
that one
incident, and
bit.
that is not
That
true.
one
It happens
incident
all
in
the
this.
time.
Okay, but it's not right. I didn't say
That's
wrongfully
right. So
moved.
specify
Wrong.
it does happen, and it's not right. So how you protect yourself and your
I'm not
children from
aware of a case in
CPS?
this state.
Oh,
Look,
you want me
lady,
to?
I wasn't talking to you. I called to ask simple
No,
questions.
listen, I'm going
Uh
to
huh.
clarify because the people that don't know that start talking, because none of these parents that are listening need to think that if you go out in the middle of the street, yell, scream, and do what happened on that video, that CPS will not come into your life. And then at that point, when your children are removed falsely, you don't get to scream. Keep your ass out of the street because we've got a
Right.
problem with false accusations in CPS. You know it. Protect
Right.
your children. Your state, like the rest of them, they remove children daily on false
Right. Right.
allegations. And then I go in and correct it on the back
Please quit
end.
yelling
So
at me
don't
because,
say it. No, I will yell it because I'm passionate about it. Because it's
okay.
people
Well,
like
guess
you
what? You
that get
don't know
on
what
this
I am.
box
You
and
don't know
say
what I. You don't
children are
know what
not
I've worked in.
removed.
You don't
Children
know my background. You don't know my
Well,
history.
but
Yeah,
Lynn,
You don't
apparently
know
you
you don't
stuff.
know, or
But
implied.
I
you would
can tell you
know
this:
that
you are a
children are
histrionic
removed.
little drama queen. Half of the
No, no,
crap
no,
you
no, no, no,
say
Lynn.
is not
Lynn.
true.
Lynn, you implied
That's
that
right.
we
And
were
I'm sorry, but yeah, you
facilitating
want to hear my
having
passion
those
over children?
children taken away, a child, because the other one is an adult now. But no one's doing that. My comment was that they could lose that child over this domestic violence thing of him being out there, hitting the car, standing in front of the car. If you haven't seen the tape, you need to pay very close attention to what the police are going to see and in fact what Child Protective Services has seen there. I mean, those people have that all in their custody now. They can see exactly what took place in that incident. We have we know a person who went to jail, who was charged. And No.
Hey,
And
listen, Pam, let me
I
say this
can't
because
even. I can't
nobody's
even.
going to tell me to calm down because I stand in courtrooms all over fighting against false allegations from CPS. And when anybody goes on social media, and I've done it all over social media, and says it doesn't happen, it does. She
Sure it does.
just said it doesn't happen in my state. They would not be removed for that. Kids are removed for less than that, Miss Lynn.
Yeah.
So if
There.
you don't
You know
want to
what?
be involved, keep yourself out of the street and in
Children in
contact
this
with law
state.
enforcement
I don't know
until
about other
people,
states.
no, let me
Yep.
finish, Pam, until
Yes.
people realize it. Go to their legislators. Do what we're doing in my state with me and other attorneys that y'all are on here blasting every day, trying to
Right.
change it. You get out and you get to your legislators, but don't get on this
Honey,
box and say it
at the
doesn't
end of the
happen.
day, you know what, Karen? At the end of the day, 4 weeks ago, Lynn wasn't a part of none of this, none of it.
That's right. And she
And now
inserted
she's all of a
herself, and
sudden
I've always
in
been,
all of it.
let me
But
finish. She
oh,
inserted herself on a platform with NJ Turner to
right.
proceed to throw out there, just like
Maybe.
Tana Piazza is doing, that me and Shauna had something to do with CPS coming to her house. It didn't happen. She made the choice as an adult to
Oh
throw
my
it out
God.
there. So when I go to her and I tell her that puts my children in danger, she needs to be an adult and listen because I fight for these parents and these children every
Right.
day. NJ Turner took to the street, put it on a video in public, and now CPS is at her house. I didn't have anything to do with that. If NJ
Right.
Turner cares about her children, get her ass out of the street. You want me to talk some more? I will, because children are my passion, and
Get
I am
out of the
sick
street.
of it.
Get out of the street. Lynn, you insinuated, actually you said it, that we were trying to facilitate that that child be taken away. No, what I'm telling you is the truth. That child could be taken away. I
Okay,
mean,
and
they already have they
what was
already
the
have
problem?
had an investigation, and they have already I mean, they were standing in the middle of the street at a school, embarrassing one child, embarrassing the other child. They've removed this. They made. You don't even know what has gone on here. Just this last 6, 7 months. I mean, they're in the street with a sign. They're in the principal's office yelling. They're at a football game. I mean, there is obviously something that might be concerning to them. But Lynn, let me tell you something. If we'd wanted to make that call, we could have made that call. Do you know why Karen and I didn't make that call? We didn't make that call because we don't want to see that child taken away from them. We don't want to be the one to make that call. We don't want to be involved in that because we believe a lot about children. You know what I'm saying? Every child deserves that. And if that child, obviously he loves his mom and dad and they love him, who are we? You know, we don't see anything that child is starving. In my state, if CPS comes in and there isn't enough food, what they consider enough food for a week in your cupboards, guess what? Your kids are removed because that's the way, those are the laws of the state. And a lot of children here are removed every day for various reasons. Is it easy to get them back? Apparently so, because those kids are back and bounced around. But it's like, I don't know. I mean, we have to, from our own history, from our own eggshell, we have to say, this is what I think abuse is. Do I think that kid should have been in the street, standing in front of a car? Yeah, no, I don't. I don't think that kid should have been in the street. But incidents, things happen quickly. Stuff escalates very quickly, especially when adults that are in charge are so angry and so out of control because they were out of control. But I'm just telling you, if you're standing there yelling in somebody's face and your child is trying to protect you, or you put your child in that position, and a 15-year-old child. I remember when I was 15, if somebody had been in my mom or dad's face, I'd have been in there, you know?
I was at 15 in people's faces over my mum.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But I mean, a lot of kids are hurt when the father is abusive to the mother, and I'm sure it happens. Hi, Cynthia. I'm sure it happens in a lot of places, your country as well, when a a boy or even a girl of that age, they get tired of seeing their mom beat up and they intervene. And now you got this kid, I mean a kid that doesn't really even know how to fight, in the middle of something. We know that happens. Children of that age are spontaneous. And I mean, it's a sad situation. It's a horrible situation to ever put a child in, you
Yep.
know? Me.
Now you made a comment before that a cop made a comment when he was there, is what
Yes,
he was observing with his own eyes.
right.
And he pretty much made the comment that he's not finished with this and he's going to be watching, correct?
That was an incident a few months ago when he was
Ah,
there. They were, there was a conversation between Justin and the police officer, and they had, I think that was I don't want to say that. I don't even remember if that was the one where they had actually handcuffed her and put her in the car. But the officer, he said something about, well, they've called CPS on us, and he said, no, I made the phone call to CPS, and I
right.
will again. And it's
And that's
concerning
for
to
the
me.
cop. So
Hmm.
I'll tell
Yeah,
you what, a cop will have more leverage than 10
sure,
phone calls together.
sure, sure. I mean, I don't know everything in the world. I mean, I'm just saying, if they've seen it, they made their decision. And,
Yep,
I can't say that's a police call, but I think if these people are concerned about who made the call, then they need to call the police department and ask them if they made the call.
yep. Right,
But
before
we already have a person who was strong enough and determined enough and not by any means trying to hurt anybody, who came forward and said, I made the call. Right? Right?
all right, well, that's it. Right, before I drop out of the beam,
Yeah, I gotta go
okay,
too. Do
yeah,
this and
I'm going
gotta
to put a couple of big shout outs and thanks. I'm going to put the
okay.
biggest shout out and thank you to Melanie Meisel for sending
Mhm.
me MJ Turner's link that she did
Mhm.
on Materna, telling me
Mhm.
to stay away from Materna, Pam, and all them. I
Yeah.
thank you for making contact again with Tina
Yeah.
to to find out. I don't know what, because well, you're
Mhm.
not going to find it out anyway.
Yeah.
I'm a big thank you out to Dawn for pushing me off the fence yesterday. Um, Everything you guys tried to steer me away from, you steered me into. So a big shout out and a big thanks to you all.
Yeah, there's so many things that I would never show my face. I can't believe the things people do, what they say, how much they need this. You know what I mean? Um, I just can't. I just can't. You know, I just can't. I
Well, I
can't
thought I'd
anymore.
quickly jump in and say that before I leave.
I'm out. When I
Thank you,
go, the
Pam.
account's gone. The account's gone, people. So say your piece with me now, because it's the only chance you're getting. You know, I mean, I am like done. Once again, I am so done. I am so done. This is also uncalled for. My anger, builds, and it's like I don't like being angry, and I don't like people lying about other people, because they either are jealous, or they are unstable, or they need to collect new followers, or try and prove something that is destroy somebody's reputation. I mean, seriously. You know, see, I keep going back because it makes no sense to me. See, and we all know this guy. We all have been around this guy that'll cut you to the quick, and he'll say something and the tears will come in your eyes, lady. And then the next day, I thought, oh, I was just joking about that. No, you weren't joking about that at all. I had this conversation with my grandson one day when he said something to his mom. And I said, let's go outside. And we had this conversation because things that hurt people, things that are said in meanness or anger, those aren't a joke. And Tina, the things you say are not jokes. See, a joke is, how many blondes does it take to put a light in a fixture? How many